Toda okay, hey, Mofi, ọpẹ́ mi fún. Money tani wọ́n tún gbé ga o, bí kò ṣe bàbá lókè. Tani wọ́n tún fi gbogbo ọpẹ́ mi fún. Ọlọ́run tó dá wọn, òkè yìí gbà mí. Ẹ̀yin mo fi ọpẹ́ mi fún. Bàbá olùtọ́jú ènìyàn. Sáré lọ́rẹ́. Jésù olùtọ́jú ènìyàn. Sáré lọ́rẹ́. Mo ní bàbá olùtọ́jú ènìyàn. Oh yes. Sáré lọ́rẹ́. Hello, my people. I dey see you now. Olùtọ́jú ènìyàn. Sáré lọ́rẹ́. Mo ní àìlèyí padà wò. Ògo yẹ. Nítorí àìlèyí padà rẹ̀. Ògo yẹ o. Baba. Ògo yẹ nítorí àìlèyípadà rẹ̀. Ògo yẹ o. Hey guys, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. You're welcome, welcome. This is Obodo Oyibo TV Live. I salute every single one of you. That skin girl, I see you. Nikki, I see you. Me Natural Beauty, you're welcome. Thank you everyone for joining. Ade Bingpe, good evening, you're welcome. Miss M Square, you're welcome. Miyaku, Kedu Kodi, you're welcome. I salute every single body joining us, those who are here now and those who are going to join us later. Jens Wood, my brother, thank you very much. You know I always appreciate you. You're my main person. My main people. Thank you so much. I salute every single one of you. Temi T, Evelyn, K Asukwa, thank you. Laviv, Jamila, thank you, every single one. Indi Ama, Neka, Kedu Kodi, welcome, welcome, welcome. I greet every single one of you, even though I'm not able to shout out your name. Amy Smith, I see you. I see you all. So let's jump right into it because you know, guys, the last time we had a live video, it took longer. I cannot believe it. How many of you was here? How many of you were here the last time on Wednesday? I had a live stream on Wednesday and I kid you not, it was almost 4 hours. And you know the funny thing, I didn't even know that it took that time because the discussion enter. Who was here that day? Who saw that live stream? By the time we finished, and you know I didn't take break. Guys, you know I didn't take break. I was sitting on this chair for almost 4 hours. My leg was stiff. It took me a minute to stand up. I greet you all, oh, now do well. Thank you very much for everyone that was here. Yeah, tell me, I saw you that day. Yeah, I know a lot of you were here that day. Some people went and came back and still met us, and they were in the comment section. They were like, Auntie B, you are still here? I said, I'm here, oh, I'm here. Now the work when I give me a day draw. Sleep carry your neck. Ha. That live show was hot, oh, it was so hot. A lot of people were calling in. The discussion was super hot. In fact, a lot of people are saying that I should do. England is playing at 8 p.m. Okay, we'll try. Jenswood will try, but you know what? This discussion, you never know. Before you know, time is gone. So if you have to go and watch the match, you will catch the playback later. So it's not a problem. Some people cannot make the live videos and when we stream it live, but you can always catch up later on YouTube. It was very hot though. Tokumbo. It's not me, oh. I didn't intend to make it long like that. Trust me. My yash was paining me from sitting down. Look, these are the pillows that I have on my chair just to make me a bit more comfortable. But still, that day, I hear when Nigeria say you hear when, I hear when that day. So anyway, some people are saying that we should do a part 2 of that topic that we've not exhausted it yet. How many people feel like we should do a part 2? Tell me in the comment section if you want us to do a part 2 of that topic about men feeling emasculated in the UK or in the abroad. African men saying that they feel emasculated by the system. That's the question we're discussing that day. Let me know. Okay, Barry, you already emailed me. You're not correct guy. You be correct guy. I hear you. If you want us to do a rerun, part 2 of that, please. Part 2, just say part 2 in the comment section, and then I'll take it on board, and then we'll bring it. This time around, maybe I'll have some guests who are men. I like having men who are my guests as well, so that it won't be as if, because a lot of people accuse me of seeing things from a woman's perspective, but I'm a woman now. What do I expect? I'm a woman, so I can only see things. I try to look at it from the other side, but I will always favor women. That's the truth. I know it. I'm aware of it, but I try not to be too biased, but it's inevitable. I'm a woman. I will always see things from a woman's angle. So if you want me to do a part 2 of men saying that they feel emasculated by the system and parenting, fatherhood, absentee father, remember, that's what led to that discussion. Please say so in the comment section, and then we'll plan it and bring a guest. This time around, I'm arranging to bring somebody who is experienced, is a bit mature, more mature than me, and obviously it's someone that will be able to give an insight that some men will find more valuable than mine, so I'm arranging it. Thank you all. I can see part 2 everywhere. Okay, we'll do it together. So today, as a follow-up to that topic that we did the last time, we are moving on to talk about relationships. And I said I wanted to discuss about why Nigerian marriages are breaking like biscuits, like cabin biscuits. They are cracking up every day, not only in the abroad, in Nigeria as well, because these are some of the issues that there's a lot of gender disagreement going on. We have a lot of gender on Father's Day, part 2 on Father's Day. Inky, you are here. Oh, okay. All right, part 2 on Father's Day. Okay, I'll take that on board then. Yeah, we will do that. Thank you very much, everyone. So we are following up today to talk about why relationship. Why? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, these days marriages are not lasting, relationships are not lasting. They used to last longer during our parents' time. Why? I don't know it all. And this list I have here, I have my list here. It's not exhaustive, but I have 10 points. And if you have anything you want to add, please feel free. I will share my link later on, and then people can join me. We're going to take it one at a time to talk about some of the ones that I identified. There are many. There are too many, but these are the ones that I want to talk about. And please, I wanted to say African marriages, I wanted to say Black marriages, but I thought about it and I said, well, I don't know what happens in other parts of Africa. And when you say Black, that's really, really broad. You've got Africans, you've got African Americans, you've got Caribbean, and then you've got West Indies. So it's very, very, we are the same people, but sometimes culturally we are slightly different. But I do find a lot of people who come here, like I have some Jamaica subscribers, they'll say to me, when I say something about Nigerian relationships and Nigerian marriages, they will say, it's the same thing in Jamaica. They'll say it's the same thing. So with their similarities, a lot of similarities. I found that Black people generally, wherever we do for this world, no wonder, who was the one that sang that song? Wherever you come from this world, as long as you are Black, you are an African. Was it Lucky Dube that did that song? You guys remind me. Yeah, so we have a lot of similarities, but there are slight differences as well. So let's get on to it. Yeah, we jump into it. The first one that I identified why marriages are failing is the foundation. And we're gonna be talking about a lot of we're gonna be talking saying a lot of giving a lot of examples. You are British, so you don't know if this topic affects you. Jensu, don't make me laugh. You are British. You are not British or Igbo. You are not black anymore. Of course, it affects you. And the way we are going to learn, I always want my sessions to be learning environment. I want to learn. I learned so much from the last show we did. Honestly, if you see me taking notes, it's like a class. I'm writing down things that I'm learning as we talk. So I want it to be a learning environment once again. So let's discuss these things. It's not about blaming any particular gender. It's not about shaming or, like some people would say, bashing. It's not about bashing. This is about learning. Please, if you're picking this up later, especially the people that watch the reruns, when we finished, they're always talking about bashing. Nobody's bashing nobody. Like I always say, I'm a woman, but I love my African brothers. I love my Nigerian brothers. I love my black men. I love my black brothers. There is no hate at all. It's all about learning so we can be better. That is my starting point. So the number one reason I have down here is the wrong foundation. Foundation. The Bible says that if the foundation, if it's not right, what can the righteous do? If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So, foundation, the reason why we get into marriages in the first place is number one, why our marriages are not lasting. Why do you want to marry that person? You see this man, you see this woman, you just want to marry. Why do you want to marry? Like I said, I want a lot of examples because the examples will help us to put things into real life situations. Why do I want to marry this person? Yeah. We find a lot of cases in Africa whereby people want to get married because I'm that age. I was like that. I've been to university. My parents made sure that I went to school. I've graduated now. I have my first job. I have my flat. I have a car. The next stage in my life is marriage. Yeah. So you see people marrying for the wrong reason. They marry for the wrong reason. You marry because you are old enough now. Like, okay, that's the stage in life now. You are 26 going to 30. And in Nigeria, 30 is the cutoff. For a lot of people say women, once they are 30, they start telling you, go and marry, go and marry, go and marry. And I did a video a while ago where I talked about the pressure. My own mom, she didn't mean, not like she meant bad. I know she loved me, but the pressure was real. Jesus Christ. The pressure was real. She was pressurizing me. Go and marry, go and marry. I say, am I going to marry myself? What is my own? I know that I don't want to get married, but sometimes the pressure makes you make mistakes because you just feel pressurized from your parents, from the environment, from even peers. When you go marry, even family members. And I tell you, I kid you not, some of my family members then were shading me. They didn't know I had. They were shading me. Extended family were shading me, saying, look at her. She's finished school now. She's doing madam in Abuja. She's driving car all over the place. All my achievements as a single girl did not matter because I was not married. So you see, the pressure was real. So marrying because of age or because this is the stage now everybody's getting married is the wrong reason. You must identify why you want to get married. Why do you want to marry this person? You met this person. Why do you want to marry them? That's the foundation that I'm talking about. Some people marry for money. Some women marry for money. I come from a home where there is no money. The parents are broke. They see one man that his money means road. They don't care what he does for money. They don't care if he's going to be beating her every day. They just give her into marriage because of money. That's a wrong reason. So these are the foundational issues that we have. A lot of foundational issues. Some people marry because they are lonely. In this Obodo, a lot of us marry because we are lonely. We've had cases of people who are sharing houses. They're sharing a house. So you find single people living together in a flat or in a house. They are sharing rooms. Next thing, before you know, they start sleeping together. Before you know, she's pregnant, and so marriage they start to. So loneliness has brought them together. Not because they even like each other. Maybe it's winter. We have some brutal winters that the cold will seem as if the cold will never finish. Now, small they start. Before you know, and I get a gist. They watch TV together. They eat together. Before you know, belly don't enter. And it makes me laugh all the time because when you watch a lot of Yoruba film, you will hear once the girl is pregnant, she will just come and say, Motilonyu. Once she say Motilonyu, marriage don't start with that, oh. Marriage don't start whether you like it or not. Hey. Somebody is saying something interesting here. She said, Ruthie said, I got married at 29 after I graduated and worked for a couple of years. And today I still feel I got married too early. Sometimes I wish I waited a little more. I hear you, my sister. I hear you. Yeah. Looking back now, if I can look back, me too, I would not have given into the pressure. My mom especially pressured me so much. That's not a good reason to get married. Some people get married because they are pregnant. They have a child for somebody. You say, okay, we have a child. Let's get married. That's not a good reason to get married because you might not be good together eventually. These are the fundamental issues. These are the issues, the foundational issues why marriages fail. Why are you marrying that person? You know that person. You don't even like that person. You cannot stand them. Take for instance, let's talk from a man's angle. You are dating a girl and she's very dirty. She cannot clean. You know, you see that you like a girl who is well packaged, a girl who knows how to take care of the house, you know, who is very clean, and you know, a girl who is neat. And you know that this girl is very, very dirty. Even she yourself have to push her to go and wash, to go and take care of herself. And then maybe for instance, she got pregnant for you. Next thing, the parents will come together and say, hey, you've given you don't give her belly. Next thing, marriage. But you know that thing is going to be an issue. And some people will get married and say, I will change him or her later. My people, you know they work. You know they work. You know work. You cannot change nobody, my people. All of you that are single here that you are listening to me, don't date somebody that you say, okay, I'm going to change them. You cannot change anybody. Only God has the power to change a human being. Women especially, we always feel like we can change men. You say, don't worry, we'll change. When I marry him, it will change. Iro, Lori, Iro. Yeah, so these are some of the foundation issues that we have. And I have here, having a child, marrying somebody because, you know, they say marry your friend, marry your friend. You now have a friend, but you don't have feelings for them. You know that this thing cannot develop more than this. You go and marry them because they say marry. If they say marry your friend, they didn't say marry somebody that you can never love. Oh. So we'll get to that part later. You know, there's zero compatibility between you and this person. For instance, I brought one of my friends to this show the other day, and she's a widow, and I said jokingly on the show that, you know, I want her to get married, that I want guys who are interested in marrying her to contact her. Now I'm going to enter trouble. Man, no let her rest. She sent me a text message yesterday, Bridget, I'm in trouble. So many people that are chasing her. But you know, the thing is that she told me, one of the guys I was talking to her, she said, this guy, there's no way who can work. I said, why? He said, she likes somebody that is polished. You remember Obiba? She said she likes somebody that is polished. She likes somebody that's, you know, educated, that is polished, that can speak good English. She's Igbo, but she likes somebody that can speak English. I was teasing her. I said, don't worry. He's an Igbo man. We're not going to speak Igbo. She laughed. I said, Bridget, you're not serious. She said, there's no compatibility in this guy. I'm only spoken to this guy, but I can tell that it's not going to work. So my point is, there needs to be compatibility. You need to be compatible. If you're not compatible, two cannot work together except they agree. Amos 3:3. That's what God told us. So make sure that the reason why ask yourself, why am I marrying this person? Why? Why do I want to marry? Do I just want to be married? Some ladies want to get married because of the wedding day, so that everybody will see you wearing a wedding gown, so you can shame all those your neighbors that think you cannot marry. You know, yeah. So you can shame everybody that think you cannot get married, and then on the wedding day you now start dancing and be swinging and swinging. Let me tell you something. The wedding day is one day. Then you have the rest of your life to deal with that person. And we've heard it several times that whatever character or traits, whatever someone is exhibiting during courtship, multiply it by 10 by the time you start living together. So these are some of the issues. If you know you are not compatible, you don't even maybe the guy, for instance, is not well groomed, like he doesn't have a, what would I call it, gentleman behavior. Like if he's eating, And you are this kind of posh girl who likes to do everything posh, posh. And you can see this exotic man that is trained like, or you put toothpick in his mouth, up and down, be carrying toothpick up and down. Or you have one long nail. Have you seen those men? They have one, this finger. The nail will be long as if it belongs to Ogboni. And you say, oh, don't worry, when we get married, I'll teach him how to eat. I'll teach him, I'll buy him clothes to wear. The man and Nika, they wear up and down. You say, no, I'll take him to a boutique. I'll change his dressing. Now, what do you like with that? So, if you know you don't even like his lifestyle, don't get into it. This is one of the reasons why marriages fail. We marry for the wrong reason. Africans, Nigerians too, they marry for the wrong reason. We marry because of marriage, just to be. Some women marry because they want to be Mrs. Just to be a Mrs. so that they will be doing their hand like this. When they are talking, they'll be doing like that, so you know they are married. Ring where you go, where you go, tire you. At a point, say when the marriage bad, say you go throw away the ring, you know, even think twice. Not today. So, my dear, my people, are you feeling me? Are you feeling me? We're only on 1 point yet, so we still got 9 to go. Foundational reasons. Why are you? Ask yourself critically. Do meeting with yourself. Call yourself into a meeting, and this is for both men and women. You are a man. You know that this girl, the way you are looking at her, every time she wants to go out to go and eat, all she wants to do is to spend money. All she wants to do is to spend money. She can never sit her ass in one place to say, okay, let's cook today. Let's go to the shop today and buy things and cook. All she wants to do is spend money and go to one restaurant to the other every day. And you say, when I marry her, she will change. Maybe she'll start cooking. She no go change. She knows how to cook. She knows how to cook. Maybe for the house where they bring them up, the house helps were doing all the cooking, or the father has a cook, or the mother was doing the cooking. She's not going to change. So when you get into that marriage, how not go get problem? Then a year later, you now say, she doesn't cook. She's always buying takeaway. But you already knew that she doesn't cook. So these are all the things you need to look at during courtship to know, can I cope with this person? Can I cope? Jen's food is bringing another one that I didn't even think of. Married, say if you want to marry, ask the person, what is your sexuality? We saw it in the last video. Remember where that what's the name of that Miss something TV was telling us about the Ghanaian friend, their Ghanaian friend who is a pastor that was not interested in doing the kerewa in the right place. All he wanted to do was to do it at the back. Okay, Inky is saying something here. Some people marry based on love only, not compatibility, physical, mental, emotional, and we cannot forget finances. Yeah, we're going to get to all this later. Yeah, love only, love is an emotion. It comes and goes. And you see, there is a thin line between love and hate. This love is an emotion that is very deceptive. My people, it can deceive you. Yes, as for sexuality, ask them, I bet, what gender were you born with? Because we don't hear story now. I did a story the other day, especially in this diaspora. Don't think you see one girl and you think she's a girl. You need to find out though if she was born a girl or she was born a boy. These are the questions we need to ask. So these are all the foundational reasons. Why do you want to marry? Do meeting with yourself. Yeah. Some people marry because their pastor say this is the will of God for you. All those sisters that go to church, they're very committed in church. So the pastor likes the sister and say, oh, she will make a good wife because she's very committed. She comes to Bible class. She comes to evening midweek service. She's the first person to come to church on Sunday. And then they will go and look for the brother that they like and say, marry this girl because she will make a good wife. Being a good Christian does not mean that somebody will be a good wife. It doesn't. Those two people don't even know each other. And sometimes in such relationships, it's pastor that bring them together, church bring them together. Outside that, they've got nothing in common. That's another reason for you to know that this marriage cannot work. And that's why you find that a lot of people are getting divorced. They are getting separated. They are walking away because the foundation was completely wrong. Pastors are doing a lot of matchmaking though. Lola, you don't know? Pastors are doing a lot of matchmaking if you don't know. Where's that comment? Let me pin it. So, yeah. The last point I'm going to make about foundational reason is asking God yourself. You need to speak to God yourself and ask God, is this the right person? Because sometimes on the surface, a person might seem like it's the right person. but they are not, because human beings that be pretend. Especially the ones that you meet. You know, you can meet a guy, after 2 weeks, he start proposing and tell you, when are we getting married? And they want to rush you. You too, you feel like, oh, it's love, love, love. Oh, he loves me. Not true. By the time you find out, say that love, not be love, your eye go clear. Uchenna, you're looking for a wife? You're looking for a wife. Why are the mature women not so humble? Uchenna, I'll come to your question later. That's not true. I don't believe that. This one that you're hugging is not your wife. Who is this one that you're hugging? We can see picture of you hugging somebody. Is this a relative? Anyway, let's get on. So, yeah, foundational issues. Nigerians are married for the wrong reason. We like a fizzy, one wear wedding gown. All my friends are getting married. I don't do cheap price tire. It's my turn to marry. Next thing, the next guy that come, you don't a print invitation. You don't a sew wedding gown. You don't a shop around. You just want that, premarital wedding shots. All those pictures where they go, everybody, you don't see their own nice. You turn to prepare them. Okay. When you prepare the entire house finish, you go know how you go survive. So do meeting with yourself. Ask yourself very critical questions. Why am I marrying this person? Why? What you ask for their body when I want to marry them? Do list. Now you see what I like. Now you see what I don't like. Check them. Can you cope? So we marry for the wrong reason. Nigerians marry for the wrong reason. The second reason I have there, number 2, I'm moving on. Feel free to use that dollar sign. If I'm making sense, use that dollar sign. No, don't use that dollar sign. Super chat. Use that super chat. Lack of communication and friendship, not marrying your friend. That's another point. My point number 2. Somebody that you know it's possible for you to love somebody and that person is not your friend. Like you don't agree, you cannot communicate with that person, but you are attracted to them. You are physically attracted to them or sexually attracted to them, but you cannot sit down to gist for 5 minutes. You cannot sit down to even gist and say, oh, you want to talk about anything. That's why they start preaching now, say marry your friend, somebody that if the love start to wear off, the life happens and the love start to shake, the friendship will hold you. Marry somebody that you can, that is your body, like your body, that you can gist with. You cannot wait to get home and say, you know what happened today? Not somebody that, for instance, you know that the person is an introvert. And you are somebody that, you like to talk, everything you want to talk, you want to everything from the beginning of the day to the end of your day, the thing that happened in your life, you want to narrate everything. Yes, somebody is saying something. Your hobby's friend and the ex cannot sit together for 5 minutes without fighting. Exactly. There's no friendship there. In fact, now they are starting to advise people that even if you like somebody, develop friendship first. Build your friendship first. Don't jump into intimacy or sleeping together. Develop that friendship first so that you become friends, because that friendship will hold you on the long run. Are you able to communicate? Do you even see things from the same perspective, or are you at loggerheads about every issue? Everything you talk about, he has this stand, you have this stand. You never agree on anything. There's no friendship there. At least you must be able to agree on some things. You must be able to agree and say, this is the way I see it too. You understand? Yeah. Somebody is saying something. My natural beauty is saying something here. Let me see what you say. You say, for example, if you are a hyposexual, please marry a hyposexual like yourself. If not, you go hear him. Yeah, what's a hyposexual? Is it not somebody that likes? I'm trying to remember what hyposexual is. Is it somebody that likes someone intelligent, reading, and someone that is what will be hyposexual again, guys? Remind me. Hyposexual. I'm googling it. Let me find the meaning. A person that is sexually attracted to highly intelligent people. Yeah, I was right. So much that they consider it to be the most important trait in that partner. Yeah, it's relatively, intelligence. If you are moved by intelligence, thank you, Inky. If you are moved by intelligence, and this usually comes when it comes to the issue of your educational background. If you're a hyposexual, it means that although education and intelligence is not, some people are educated and they might not be intelligent. Some people are not educated, but they are very, very intelligent. Life has taught them, and they've educated themselves as well with life in the school of life. So, but again, in many cases, we find a lot of men or women who are on the other spectrum, far apart, that you cannot even discuss anything intellectually. Maybe all he wants to talk about, for instance, if the man, all he wants to talk about, for instance, is about, football or politics, or, men always like talking about politics, football, and things like that, which is all right. And you are a social media person. The girl is a social media person. Did you see what happened today with the video? Did you see what happened today with Wizkid? Did you see what happened today? He would be so irritated with you. He would be so irritated with you. Be like, what's wrong with this girl? Can't you think? You got no intelligent conversation from your mouth. All you live and breathe is social media. Yeah, they are fighting. Hey, did you see what Vanna Boy did today? This is what we are saying about compatibility. We're talking about compatibility. Inky, we are coming to all this. We're coming to all that. Yeah. My natural beauty, you said petty gossip will make life with a sexual unbearable. Yeah, that's an example I just give. So we need to be able to marry somebody that we are friendly with, we agree with on a lot of things, not everything, but on so many levels, we're able to communicate comfortably. Not the one that will say, no, I disagree. No, it's not like that. Gossip. Yeah, it's good to gossip sometimes, but marry somebody that he likes gossip too, so that I go gossip together. You find a lot of people on social media saying their partners are their gossip partner, which is good. Gossip. Let's not underestimate the power of gossip. Gossip can release stress. I'm telling you. Yeah. So psychosexuals are attracted to intelligent people. Yeah. You are into politics but your husband is with your husband, I suppose you said Tammy, or is that I'm into politics? I think you want to say with my husband, but your husband. Anyway, that point is made. Marry your friends, marry somebody that you get along with, that you agree on, that you are on the same wavelength. And somebody, before I move to the third point, Clara is saying something here that some men ban their wives from having social media accounts. They ban them. Oh, well, I don't know. For me personally, that's an element of control. I don't think anybody should be banning anybody. And we're going to come to and the reason why I said that is, these are some of the things you need to discuss. We're talking about foundational issues. You have to agree. When we get married, am I going to continue working, or you want a full-time housewife? If it's full-time housewife you're looking for, please, me, I cannot be a full-time housewife. I need to work. Because we're talking about the other day about, how these things are not negotiated at the beginning, becomes a problem. Somebody was telling me how the man was already planning that as soon as they get married, she's going to stop working and stay at home, So, yeah, these are the things that you need to ask. How many children are we going to have? What's the number of children that we're going to have? These are all the things you need to negotiate. Very, very, very important that you negotiate all these things. So it comes from the foundation that we're talking about. So let me jump and let's get on very quickly. We're already done 30 minutes. And my point number 3 is not discussing finances. Financial management. Kudi, owo, ego, ego. Baba T say 110 kids. Oh, good luck to you. You married 2 wives. Yeah, full-time housewife, gentlewood, I'm telling you. Yeah, there are some men that would not want their wife to work. Yeah. So, finances. This one is the big elephant in the room, my people. You need to discuss it. How are you going to manage your finances? What are we going to do? Finances is causing a lot of problems in marriages, especially Obodo-Yibo marriages. So, in my last video, we're talking about how some men were saying that they are traditional men, African women are losing their values, and that's why marriages are failing. They copy Oyibo, we are not behaving like African women anymore, and all that. Okay, so let's go back there. We are going to do part 2 of that video. Let's go back there. In Africa, when it comes to finances, it's the man that takes charge. Nobody needs to tell you anything. Once you marry a man, as a woman, you are taken care of, except the man doesn't have, or let's say, maybe he had a job and he's lost his job and things like that. Aha. Who is asking whether somebody still wants a full-time housewife? Okay, we have somebody. Nelson said, my wife is a full-time housewife and we live here in the UK. Can you hear it, Jenswood? So yeah, I mean, if it's something that was understood from the beginning, then it's not a bad thing, Nelson. If you already told her, or this is the agreement that you could have before you got married, because some women actually want to be full-time housewife, but people like us, it's a kole work. So it's up to her and you if you agree on it initially. It's not a bad thing if that's what she wants and you agree. If you make enough money and you supply all her needs according to your riches in Christ Jesus, then fine, it's good. What works for you? There's a Yoruba proverb that says that, what we like in my house can be a taboo in somebody else's house. So it depends on the two people. So traditional men who wants to marry and wants African women to behave like African women, whatever that means, because we established the other day that families are different, and we're able to establish in that last video as well that people's homes and upbringing is different. So what happens in my house might be different from what happens in your house. So in Africa or in Nigeria, men pay 90%, 99% of the bills is a given. Yeah, they do. They do. The woman is expected to support. So there's no question of, okay, we'll share the bills. You will pay this, I will pay this. No. The men pay the bills. They do. They will pay school fees. They will pay rent if they don't have a property. They will give money, even if the woman is working sometimes. Yes, they will give her money for food. Yeah. And then the woman will support. Some women, in many, many cases, I'm telling you, their money is their money, but the husband's money is our money. So for those of you who are traditional men, that is the traditional style. Yeah, that's how it is done. Eh? That is how it is done back home in Nigeria. I'm talking about Nigeria. But in some cases, when the man is struggling, of course, if a woman has been taken care of all her life, she will just be, it will be ungrateful. She will be an ingrate if she does not support her husband. Let's say he's a businessman and business is, not going well. Of course, she'll pick up the pieces. Or if the husband is not able to pay the school fees. I know in my family, for instance, I know sometimes my brother will ask the wife, borrow me money. Maybe they have school fees they need to pay and he's expecting money. The money has not come. He said, borrow me money. I'll pay you back. He will borrow money from his wife to pay the school fees and then pay her back. Although sometimes, they pay her, the money go enter. So, finances, very, very important, especially in this our Obodo that we live in. There's a lot of bills that needs to be paid. So you have to negotiate. Don't assume that this person is going to pay this and this person is going to pay this. The reason why we have a lot of problems is that we didn't talk about it before we got married. Women have expectations. We expect to be taken care of when we get married. But these days, it is not always so. You understand? It's not always so. The man might be waiting for your paycheck as well. But ideally, if the relationship is sweet, say the marriage is sweet, you're supposed to date together. You're not supposed to put them together. Yeah? Thank you, Jenswood. I appreciate that. You're not supposed to put everything together. Then you plan together. What do we do with it? This is our salary. You are earning 50K a year. Your husband is earning, let's say, 70K a year. Okay. How much do you have? You have 140 or 130? I don't know. Put it together. How do we spend it? How much do we use on projects? Some women will tell me that their salary. I have a Kenyan girl in a woman in the US who told me that her husband pays all the bills because he has a really good job. And what she only does is that her own salary is for their projects in back home. You understand? Okay, if it's food, you want her to pay food and, maybe school dinner, buy clothes for the children, and you pay mortgage or rent, and you pay all the utility. Just talk about it. But people are not talking about it. People are coming with assumptions that the husband will do this and I will do this, then it becomes a problem. Finances contribute to 80% of why Nigerian marriages are failing. Think you say, I'm not designed to be a full-time housewife. I like my own money. I do not want someone using money to hold me ransom. Women need financial independence, and unless they will always be subordinate. You know, me and you, we always reason the same way, Inky. My mother was not a full-time housewife. My father was a traditional man, but my mom worked even harder. She worked. So I wasn't raised to be, I was raised to go out there and get things done. My parents did not send me to go to university and get all this education for me to sit at home and be having children. That is not the only achievement I want in my life. I love my children. I love being a mom. I love being, in a family, but it's so much more to me than being a full-time housewife. But some women like it, so that's okay. But there needs to be an understanding. Don't go and marry a woman who's educated herself. She's ready to take on the world, and then you go and tell her you can't work after marriage. So it's very important that you negotiate these things. Finance is a massive problem. What are we bringing to the table? Are we going to have a joint account? Is our salary going to go into the account? If it's a joint account, would you have two cards? You will have one, I will have one. And, we just check in with one another before we withdraw money. What about projects that we want to do? How do we do projects? Are we going to put money together 50-50 to do projects? We want to buy a house in Nigeria. I want to build a house. How do we do? These are the things that people should negotiate. But you know what's happening? You find a lot of things happening here in the diaspora whereby women are building houses in Africa and their husbands do not know. That one, I really yawa. I know somebody that's done it. She don't build the house finish. The man had no clue. But he will find out later. And then it becomes a problem. You understand? She didn't tell him. The man was not like, it's not like he would not have allowed her to build the house or anything like that. But I don't know why she didn't tell him. Maybe she felt like he would not support her, or he would tell her to bring the money. I don't know. I don't know what their situation is. But I know that she didn't tell him. And she finished building the house. So, and some guys do it too. Some men do it too. Do projects without telling their wife. I think it is important for you to, if it's not discussed, then it's a problem. Then again, the issue of finance, before I let this one go, this is my third point. Why it's a problem is because when one person is the one pulling all the load, for instance, traditionally, men are the providers. You go and marry a woman. When you go for a traditional marriage, they tell you, are you going to take care of her? Is he going to take care of her? Are you going to make sure that you meet her needs? You say, yes, I will care for her, I will care for her. But when it comes to bringing in the real money, because you find out that some people will just be busy doing nothing. They will just be busy. They will be busy, but you will not see the money. Thank you, Vanessa. God bless you for the super chats. Guys, use the super chat to see. This talk is not easy. We are learning here. This is classroom. This is classroom. Thanks, Vanessa. I appreciate that. When one person is not pulling their weight financially and is left to the other person, especially if a man is not pulling his weight, it becomes a problem. It will become a problem for the woman. You are the one that will pay the rent or the mortgage. You are the one that will pay the bills. You take care of the children. You buy food. And he is contributing 0 or nothing, or bringing in 20%. Let's say in a month, all the money you need for your bills in a month, for instance, are like, let's say $3,000 every month for your bills, food, everything, mortgage, rent, everything, children, car, petrol. You list everything that you need in a month. This is what you need. And you are bringing 2,500, and the other person is bringing 500, especially if it's the man that is bringing 500. It is not easy now. Definitely that marriage, except he's been doing it, maybe he was doing for a long time, and he now ran into some financial difficulty. It's not sustainable for a woman to do that. She'll get fed up. If you're not bringing anything to the table, she'll get fed up. Some people will be doing businesses that you never see money. You don't see the money. Yeah, I'm doing business. Where is the money? We cannot see. So things like that, they frustrate person. Marriage go end. The other day we had the lady here that was telling us about her situation. I don't know how many of you remember her. That she said that the husband was making a lot of money. Thank you, guys. Hit the like button if you are enjoying this gist. She told us they live in the US, and Igbo lady was telling us about how the husband was even making more money, but he was not contributing. She was the one that was doing everything, and they had 6 kids. If you want to hear that woman's story, please go and watch my previous video. All of us open mouth the other day when we were listening to her. So these are the issues. Finances, what? Discuss it. Discuss it. How much are you making? Don't hiding money. May I always say this: if women, now we sabi hide pass. If a man is not open about his finances, I have a friend here in the UK who told me that she brought her husband from Nigeria, and she told me that when the man came, yeah, because it's new, she was born British, and when the man came, when she brought the man from Nigeria, she gave the man her ATM card. Now trust reached that level, trust, because she knows that he will not abuse it. She gave the man her ATM card, but today now, hey, if you see how she dey enjoy, if you see how she dey enjoy, the man don knack am 2020 Range Rover as I dey talk to you so. So when you, it depends on the person that you are with. If it's somebody that is reasonable, that is not going to abuse, you know, because women, I don't know, we are just, I don't know. If I say this, people will say, hey, you're always favoring women. But it's true. We nurture. We like to take care. If you love a man, you want to nurture them, especially if they are treating you well. If they are treating you well, they are nice to you, and they show you love. They show that they care for you. Nothing you will not. You see, I'm still going to do another video where I will talk about how easy it is for women, for you to have a woman licking off your hands like this. It's so easy. If only our men will understand. Very easy. When she told me, I said, wow, you gave him your ATM? I said, yes. But today now, he pays all the bills. He has a really good job, and he's splashing the money on the family. She's enjoying. See? So there's no hiding of money. If you want to start hiding money, there will be fire on the mountain, because nobody knows how to hide. So finances is one of the reasons why marriages are breaking like cabin biscuits. Somebody, a man here is saying that the ex will clean her out if she gave him her ATM. If you gave her your ATM, yeah. Some women are shopaholic. They are shopaholic. Once they see money is to spend. Yeah. You need to know the person that you are dealing with. You have to absolutely know the person that you are dealing with. The next one I want to talk about is lack of intimacy. This is one of my favorite one. Yeah, this is one of my favorite one because I'm a lover girl. I love love. I'm a lover girl. This is number 4. Why Nigerian marriages are breaking? Lack of intimacy. No intimacy. I'm not talking about sex, so I'm talking about intimacy. There is a difference. If you know, you know. If you don't know by now, then there's a problem. So, how many of you know your partner's love language? I put it here so that we can discuss it. You're welcome, first timer. How many of you know your partner's love language? Let's talk about the love languages. According to Dr. Chapman, there are 5 primary love languages that people speak. It includes words of affirmation. That's my number 1 love language. I love it. When you affirm me, if I do something and you say, Bridget, you did that, in my head go just swell. I go just smile sheepishly. That's my number 1, love language. Number 2, quality time. Yes, that's number 2. Some people like quality time more than words of affirmation. Some women like quality time. And this, love languages for both men and women. It's not only women alone. No. Physical touch is the 3rd one. Physical touch. As I don't know how many of you saw, there was something I saw on social media a while ago where people were paying for cuddles. They will go and pay these women to cuddle them, to hug them, to just cuddle. They will just cuddle for an hour and people will pay. You guys have no idea how powerful touch is. Physical touch. It is so powerful. Hugging. And that's why because I'm somebody that loves physical touch so much, and I crave it. So you need to know one another's love language. Acts of service. Some women or men like acts of service. What do you do for that person without being asked, without being told? When there is no act of service, they are not even doing anything for the other person. Of course, the love go dry quick now. Marriage go tire person. Acts of service is some people's love languages, and receiving gifts. This one are women own. Receiving gifts. We will like men too like gift though. It's not only women, but yeah. These are all the 5 long languages. If you didn't know them, study them today, write them down. Find out the one that your partner likes and begin to do it. Otherwise, wahala dey. The love languages that people like. Affirmation, words of affirmation. What does it mean when they say words of affirmation, my people? What does it mean? Words of affirmation. It means just, saying something kind to somebody, something really, really sweet. You just say something sweet to the person that the person, words are so powerful. Even, dress up, wear something. Like, for instance, women like this, we're always looking for validation from the man in our lives. We're always looking for validation. I go and make my hair, spend 6 hours in the salon doing braids. I come home. My husband don't even notice whether I do new hair. How do you think I will feel? Who am I doing this hair for? I did the hair to make myself look good, but I want my husband to notice. You not going to even notice. Not going to even say, baby, you look good though. Not going to notice. These things that affect women. Women, we crave intimacy. Brothers, please. Somebody say, I love flowers and I purchase for myself. Yeah, why not? I do that as well. I buy flowers for myself. But just imagine if he was sending you flowers and it wasn't planned. Maybe you're at work one day and flowers just arrive. These are acts of service that will make you go to make belle sweet. You go to make the marriage sweet. But when there is no act of service like that, no words of affirmation, nothing, no love language. They don't even know your love language. Love no even day. Talking of love language. How the marriage no go break? Intimacy is serious, guys. I'm going to spend some time on this one. Tammy said my husband writes love letters. I love that. Of course. You cannot even send a sweet text or say, hey, how you doing? Women love romance. We live for it. I don't care how churches you are, that you are a deacon in the church, that you pray in 100 languages. As a woman, our hearts, we love love and we love, romance. We live for it. But unfortunately, a lot of our brethren, a lot of our brothers aren't so romantic. They're not so romantic. And please, if you're not romantic, try to learn now. Try to learn. There's nothing wrong in learning. Somebody said that Nigerian men needs to go to school. The school of romance. It's not their fault, though. What they don't have, they cannot give. Well, you have a point, Lily, but you can learn. We're all in a new environment now, especially if you live in the diaspora. Yeah. Your own is act of service. You don't like gifts. Somebody said they don't like gifts. DM Vlogs say she doesn't like gifts. Really? You got to be the first woman that I say that doesn't love gifts. I live for gifts. In fact, all the love languages are mine. All the love languages, I speak them. I love all of them. Acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, give them to me. Just give me. Give me. Give me. So when there's no romance or intimacy in a relationship, how will it not crash, my people? Inevitable will crash. It will crash. You need to know the love language of the person that you're with. What is their love language? Acts of service, helping your spouse without being asked. Acts of kindness, showing that you care. Words, some words. Some people, the only word that come out of their mouth, men and women, is to nag. Nagging is the only thing that comes out of your mouth to your partner. It's only nag, 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 nag. Then eventually, it will crash. That marriage will crash. That relationship will not survive. You need to be intentional about taking time out to build intimacy in your marriage or your relationship. Otherwise, and the sad thing about some of our Nigerian brothers, they think that intimacy is a waste of time. Spending time to build intimacy is a waste of time. Nagging is awful. Yeah. It's very, for a man or a woman. Yeah. I agree with you. Gentlewood, nagging is awful. Give this video a thumbs up, guys, if you are enjoying the gist. Notice your partner. Show them that if you don't notice them, it's like they are invisible. It's like they're invisible. Some women wants to be seen. We want to be seen. We want you to see us. We want you to see us. Don't just come into the house and the next is food you are looking for. I want you to come into the house and say, hey, how was your day? I want to hug. I want you to hug. Hug will not kill you. Some African men have never told their wife one day, I love you. That word love, they heavy for their mouth. Very heavy. They cannot say it. They will tell everybody around the whole world that I love my wife, but they cannot say I love you. And that's why it's very important for us to teach our children now how to say it without feeling embarrassed. Because they weren't taught. Somebody here was saying, Nikki was saying that it's not their fault. Yeah, we weren't taught as well. How many of us as women did our parents say, I love you too? It's not all of us, but we learned it. You can learn. If you know it's going to make your partner happy, why not? You don't tell your wife, I love you, no hug, nothing. And somebody said that if you want to be intimate with your wife, like we're going to get to the next part of it, which I'm going to talk about just now, which is the number. How many number have I done? This is the fifth one, right? I think this is the fifth one. I'm writing it down so I can remember, but all of them are here. Somebody say if you want to get down, if you really want to get down, if you are somebody that knows, you know, if you know, you know. If you really want to get down, start from in the morning, not in the night. Women hate it when you come in the night and everything is so mechanical. It's so mechanical. You want to get down, it's so mechanical. As if you're going to say, report for work. It's another work. It's report for work. That's why some women are frigid. You don't blame us. When you don't enjoy the intimacy and you don't enjoy the sex, it's going to happen. Sooner or later, it will. So that takes me to the next point. Lack of sex. Somebody sent me a message on Instagram a few days ago and said, Auntie B, please do a video. Do a video that if somebody is not giving their partner sex, does it not leave room for cheating? Can it not lead to cheating? 100% it can, and it does. Yeah, there is a difference between, you know, sex and love, or showing intimacy, having intimacy with somebody. You don't need to sleep with the person to feel close. Intimacy is about feeling close, intimate, like this. It's feeling close. Your heart will be warm. Your heart will feel so soft. You will just be smile. You know, you see some ladies sometimes. Have you seen women sometimes they're on the phone? That's why they say sometimes when women, most times if you see a woman and she's on the phone, you can tell who she's talking to. If she's talking to somebody that she's in love with, you can tell because she will just be smile. Text, ordinary text, she go to text, we don't like intimacy. Women actually like intimacy more than sex. That's true. Because the sex for us is mechanical if there's no intimacy. Men can sleep with women that they don't love, because for them, it's just the reaction. But for us, it starts in the morning. If you want to do tonight, start in the morning. Put in the work. Let me see that you even put in the work. Check on me when I'm at work. Send me a text. Say something nice. Do something nice for me that will make my heart warm. When there's no intimacy, it's hard though. People grow distant when there's no intimacy. They become very distant from each other. So you find that a lot of people are living together, but they are strangers. They are strangers. They are housemates. They are just sharing a house. There is no intimacy between them. But when a couple is intimate, if one sits on one side of a room, like they are outside, they are in a function, let's say that they go out, and the other one is sitting here, now they will take the communicate. If they take eye communicate, people around there, if you catch them, you already know that there's something between them. Because the love language, it will be so obvious. Touching, kissing, God bless you, cheap power. Yeah. Noticing them touch, kiss, hug, compliment them. And women too can compliment guys. It's not only we that love compliment. When a man looks good too, you can compliment them. I think that when we are dating, we do a lot of these things, but when we marry, we forget. And that's why it's very good. It's very important to build intimacy. Lack of intimacy is cracking marriages here and there. Lack of intimacy is too much. For women, it's lack of intimacy. It's a lot. It means a lot to us that we feel intimate with the man in our life. Yeah. Some brothers will not even want to kiss self when it comes to the action. They don't want to kiss. They just want to, you know, like, oh, I don't know. Let me not talk. But there's a lot. So my next point is lack of regular satisfying. I put that word there deliberately, satisfying. Because sometimes you can, maybe she just feels that, okay, this is my marital obligation. I will just let you do. Shebi, if you do, you go let me sleep. You know me say it's sweeter. And that's why you need to find out whether it is sweeter or not. Did you enjoy it? And please, older men, if you are in this house, you are watching me or you are watching this later, and you are over 45, 40, 45, 50 and above, from 45 and above, please, if there are any issues around maybe erectile dysfunction, or maybe, you know, because these things are real, we are not making them up. Things happen as we age, just for women as for men. Women have our own body changes as well. As we get older, we put on weight, you know, menopause will happen, we start having nice sweats, you know, and things like that happen that can affect our sexual life. I always feel like women address these things, but men, they don't agree. You are in denial. For instance, let's say that a man has premature, you know, ejaculation, for instance, and whenever they want to have a sexual relation, it lasts only maybe 3 minutes or 2 minutes. As you are getting in there, you are done, and you just roll over and sleep. How do you think she will feel? And if the woman is not somebody that is a prude, that she's very open, she can discuss things without feeling embarrassed, then if she tells you that this thing, you are not trying, no, I'm not fulfilled, I'm not satisfied, don't just brush it aside as if it's nothing and say, hey, oh, it's because of the men you were dating before. That's why. Sexual compatibility is very, very important. It's not only men that have needs. We have needs too. Women have needs that needs to be met. And a lot of time when women cheat, it's because they are not satisfied. Two things: intimacy, very poor quality of sex. And that's why I say it has to be satisfying. Talk about it. Don't be so shy. You can talk about every other thing. Why can't you talk about this? Did you like it? What can I do to make it better? If you need to go to the doctor, let's go to the doctor together. What can they give you? Somebody say Viagra, Viagra. Somebody shouting Viagra here. Yeah, if you need to use that. If there are other things like Agbo, there's a lot of Agbo in Nigeria that men can use, because at a certain age, and this is not just me saying it though, at a certain age, men's power, their power begins to decline. So men are stronger, you know, they can fire more when they're in their 20s, in their 30s. They can fire. In fact, from 18 above, all those boys go be like, they do like horse. But once they get to 40, going forward, they will need some help. You will need some help. Not everybody, but for a lot of men. I beg, if you need some help, go get some help. Make sure that you're satisfying your partner. Otherwise, wahala dey o. I beg, who they talk this side chick matter for this comment section? Are they see side chick? Who be that person? Somebody they talk for the comment section say, I'm a side chick. Who be that? Okay. I can see the person now. It's just a troublemaker. Okay. I'm gonna sit your ass down so you can go and find time to do this somewhere else. We don't take that here. Okay. All right. Bye-bye, Felicia. Right. Let's get on. Now, he's gone. She or he is gone. Make sure that it is satisfying, brothers, sisters, and you sisters, you African sisters, Niger sisters. So if you say no, let missionary on, I like any other thing the man won't bring, and I go say, hey, yeah, you learn this one. Now your side chick teach you this one. Where you for? Like, hey, which day? Hey, the Bible is against this one. No, Bible says we shouldn't do this one. No, you cannot go on top. Anything, you go resist. You are so the light have to put off the light, close the curtain everywhere. See, some people are very, very adventurous when it comes to, kerewa. Some women are very, very adventurous. They are not ashamed of, being sexual. They want to do it in, in the kitchen. They want to do it in the car. They want to do it everywhere. And some women they'll just close their eyes and be saying, I love prayer. And only missionary journey, only missionary style. Only missionary, you two go on top sometimes. Go learn how to twerk. Go watch video for go learn video. Go learn from Thatcher. All those men, they run after those ones girls because they go just lie down. The girl go just do all the work. Oh my God. So go and do different style, role play, do different things. Not be all the time missionary style. Missionary no dey tire now. Missionary don't come go sis. Yeah. So intimacy, very, very important to women. Romance. We live and breathe romance. And women, like brothers, please make sure that you are getting down properly and satisfying your women. And if you're a woman that is a prude, maybe your parents told you when you were growing up that it is a sin. Now you are married, a lot of us growing up in Africa, some parents do some damage. They don't tell you, say, yes, the madam at the top. Yeah, why not? Be on top. Tell and say today, Albani, relax. I'm in charge today. You just relax. I'm going to make you feel good. Get oil. Get some scented candles. Light the rooms. If you don't do all these things, if you don't do them, wahala good day. We are talking about why marriages are failing. Wahala good day. If you're not having sex regularly, wahala good day. I'm telling you, this is true. Wahala good day. And if he's not sleeping with you for a long time, you are married, he's not sleeping with you, or you live together, he's not sleeping with you, he's sleeping with someone else. Because men, they need sex too much. They need it. Like we need intimacy and romance. That's how men need it. Ibrahim, am I saying the truth? Big person, I should talk about hygiene. Okay, hygiene is very, very important to you. Yay. Who is laughing? Okay, keep laughing, Jare. It's very, very important. That's why we are here. Big Ben, I want to pin your comment. Talk about hygiene. Okay. Nobody won't kiss teeth when they never brush for 2 days. Oh. Nobody won't kiss them. In fact, me, this evening as I was preparing for this video, I couldn't think, am I the only person? I say I will ask people who are content creators here. If you're a YouTuber here, I don't know. Do you spray perfume if you want to come and do video? I keep asking myself because we're on lockdown, or we've been on lockdown for a long time. But I find out that all my perfumes are finished. Where are they go? I don't know. How my perfume to finish? I realize that if I want to come do video, I'll spray perfume. So, see, some women are turned on by a good smell. There is nothing that is as romantic as a black brother that grooms well. If you get beard, you get sideburns. How do they call it now? That full beard where they rain now. Some brothers go invest in oil and everything to make sure say the thing they grow. Some brothers need to cut their own because the thing no good, especially if you're not hairy. You know how that one when one hair go there here, one go come there here, one go come there here. Not everybody go get them. If you don't get hair, don't leave that one. So we're talking about hygiene. I beg, clean up. No wear the same boxers 2 days. Sense of smell, Balaji, God bless you. Very, very important to both man and woman. Yeah, so a lot of women complain that some brothers are not looking after their personal hygiene. So brothers, your wife will pack run or go kick you out because they wash, they change. You go repeat the same clothes. You go wear one coat 1 year, wash them. Maybe you don't talk. I mean, there are things that you can help a man to do, for instance, like help him to do his laundry, and things like that. But if you help man brush teeth now, or if the woman, the best way be say dirty where. Some women dirty, Chineke. That not only you see them outside there, make I tell you something. I don't see somebody like that. I they see this couple, I they see them, they see them. I the one that say, nice couple, very nice people. One day I enter their house. Chineke. My people, since that day, I lose more respect for them. When I see the house, it be like house where they never sweep for 1 year. You see as the house dirty. I say, what? How people they live like this? I don't know. Your environment needs to be clean. You yourself, be clean, look good. Make sure that you look good. Personal hygiene is cocoa. Brush your teeth. Do your hair. Some women, can roll, they will carry one can roll for 6 months, they don't go lose them. They'll carry wig put from one job to the other. Now you they do all the job for the community. Your husband, they look another chick outside. They dear, make you they carry can roll where they smell. Your hair they smell. You know if you wash hair. Before you know, that side chick you go move in. So you better take care of yourself. Make sure that you they package. If all the mamas that in their 50s, 60s, they package, you will be small girl. What's your problem? Why can't you look good? What is your problem that you cannot look good? Make sure that you are taking care of your personal hygiene. So that's very, very important. Let's move on to the next one. We are talking about why Obodo Igbo marriages and Nigerian marriages are cracking like biscuits. So we talked about, lack of regular satisfying sex. Yeah, the next one I'm going to talk about is an interesting one. Not having emotional intelligence, empathy, ignoring your partner. And this comes down to not having friendship as well. Some people, especially when there is a disagreement, some people sabi keep malice for Africa. They would keep malice. Now they the same house, they keep malice. When the Bible says, do not let the sun go down on your anger, because in a quarrel 3 weeks ago, now they keep malice. Couples, they keep malice. Eventually, how the marriage no go break? It go break now, because if you are keeping malice, he or she is talking to somebody else. It's talking to somebody else outside. Yeah. Very, very important that you are clean. Yeah. Bath. The day that you know that there's action, bath 2 times. Even if in a winter, make sure that you bath in the morning. Not do like Oyibo. You go say, after all, Oyibo, now once in a week, they bath. You be Oyibo. You be Oyibo. So your personal hygiene, Big Bay is serious about this personal hygiene matter. She's really, she's on it, especially during that time of the month for women. Yeah. Don't be walking around smelling like fish. Yuck. Yeah. We'll move to the next one. Big Bay will give me being emotionally unavailable. I did a video about men who are emotionally available. I know one lady that almost left her husband because he was emotionally available. She said he's a good guy. He provides, but he's just not emotionally available. He will be there, it's like he's not there. And we talked about it and we're able to trace it to his childhood. This is the way he was raised. But then again, I'm saying people can learn. You don't need to duplicate your parents' marriage. You don't need to live the way your parents live. So you need to have emotional intelligence in the way you talk to your partner. If there's zero care, you always wait for your partner to tell you what to do. And it's men that are guilty in this one, no. Men are very guilty because women, like me, if I enter the house immediately from the door, I don't start. I don't arrange. It comes natural to us. You don't arrange already. You don't pick up things. Maybe the children leave shoes for corridor. You don't pick. You don't do these things. But not even being caring enough to be, supporting your partner, ignoring them. Maybe you've done something that is making them pissed off at you, and you do as if you don't even know. You pretend as if you don't even know. All these things, they contribute to why people, they get serious unforgiveness. And when the cup of unforgiveness don't full, everything, the whole thing like this go blow. Yeah, we talked about emotional intimacy earlier on. Mommy T, 3D, yeah. We've already talked about intimacy, yeah. So you need to have emotional intelligence, be emotionally available. Brothers, please don't stay at home and be watching TV all the time. Talk to your wives, talk to your girlfriends, talk to your partners. If they are not happy, some men are very good when they see a woman or their partner, just looking at them, they know that they are sad. Some not even they see you. Yeah, some not even they see you. They will not even notice. And women sometimes when we dey vex, we no go talk. We expect you to look at us and ask us, what is the matter? I want you to look at my face and know that I'm not happy, and I expect you to come and meet me and say, is there anything the matter? But when you don't have, emotional availability, you just come home, either you stay on your computer, if it's the ones that like using computer, or you stay on TV, watching TV. Then they play Euro Cup now. Now, so TV, you go to watch, neglecting or ignoring your partner. That one don't make sense. And some women too, in social media and phone. Some women will stay on the phone for hours, talking. That one too does not help. It means you are ignoring your partner. Especially when there's been a disagreement, please do not ignore it. Bring it up and talk about it. Inky says, being able to say I'm sorry means a lot. There are some people that have never ever said I'm sorry to their partner before. That is really, really messed up. Guys, that is so messed up. You've never ever acknowledged that you hurt somebody. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Just say I'm sorry. Don't just say I'm sorry. Mean it. Mean it. I'm sorry. Me. Because I said I was going to use myself as an example a lot today. Me, I've knelt down before. I'm not Yoruba. My husband is not Yoruba. I've knelt down before to apologize to my husband because I said something that I shouldn't have said. I was angry. And being self-aware is one of the gifts that you can give yourself. When you are self-aware about yourself, then you don't even need anybody to fault you. You self go judge yourself. I said something. I was like, wow, this thing I said is wrong. I knelt down and said, please, I'm sorry. Of course, he go forgive me now. He go sweet and for belle. So you need to take responsibility for your own action when you do something wrong. Do not be too big to apologize for your wrongdoing. Some people will never apologize. They're always right. They're always right. They are rigid. Me, I'm never wrong. My father was never wrong. How can I be wrong? Your marriage will soon crash. And also be able to take on an apology when they apologize without storing it as a momentum for the next argument. Keeping emotional scores. Thank you so much, Inky. That's a very, very important point. Sometimes the woman wants you to be mind readers. Yes, we do. I agree with you, Rahim. We do. We do. Sometimes we want you to be able to look at us. Even if you don't know what is wrong, just ask. Is anything the matter? Sometimes, you know the funny thing about women? Women are very complex, so that's the truth. That's the truth. Sometimes you go even come meet us, say, is anything matter? I will say, no, nothing. Leave me alone, Jare. Now, lie, oh. We are dying to tell you that thing that you did that is paining us. We want to tell you. But a man that understands his wife or his partner will take time to, draw it out of her. Tell me now. Tell me now. You go to rub her shoulder. These are little things that women matters to us. Just the rub her shoulder and say, tell me now. They praise her and say, hey, Mama Kenny, fine girl, Amalicha. You go just the praise her. Before you know, she go to laugh. Before you know, she don't tell you. She don't tell you. So, yes, Rahim, I agree that we want you to read mine, but we just want your attention. We want you to ask us. When you notice that her face is hard, she's not her usual self, ask, what is the problem? Call her nice names. Not Mama Nkechi. Mama Deborah. No. Call her baby. No, somebody call baby when they toast, when they date. Now they don't marry, finish, don't call Mama Nkechi. Anybody don't call me Mama, anybody, oh. I be Mama, but I'm still a babe. I'm your babe. Call me babe. Call me sweetie, honey. All those fine, names where person go, yeah, belle go sweet. I be Mama Nkechi. Tell me Mama Nkechi. You can't read minds. Yes, it's true. You cannot read minds. Nobody have the ability to read minds, but you don't need to read minds. You just need to ask. If you notice, if you are attentive and you are emotionally available, you will notice when your partner is not happy. All we need you to do is ask. What's the matter? That's all. Just ask. Did something happen? We just want you to ask. It's simple. I don't want you to read my mind, but if you ask me, it's a prompt for me to open up and start talking, Maybe it's not even you that did that thing to me. Maybe it's not you that even hurt me. Women are like that. Maybe it's not you that did it, but we want you to notice that I'm not happy. I want you to notice. Some men, and you don't notice. We don't want you to read our minds. Of course, we know you cannot read our minds, but we want you to know when we are unhappy. That is a woman for you. Read our facial expression. Know when I'm happy. If I'm squeezing my face, I'm in the kitchen, I'm squeezing my face. I'm waiting for you to come and ask me, what's the matter? But if you don't ask me, whether are you do me the thing, you know do me the thing, I go add you join up. I go add you join our jabby. Yeah, so please be emotionally available, guys. Otherwise, for women, this is really important. Being able to say sorry and accepting apologies as well. Very, very important. Otherwise, marriage, it will crash. It will seriously crash. Yeah. We are moving very fast. I think we're on the 8th one now. The next one is lack of respect. I think this is the 8th one. Lack of respect. Yeah, I think I already covered this one. Yeah, I already covered not saying sorry for the pain and hurt you cause your partner. Yeah. Let me do this one first. We've already talked about it. I talked about it a lot. When you do something wrong, say sorry. Some people have never ever acknowledged the hurt that they caused you. Don't expect people to move on when they have not dealt with the thing that caused them that pain. That's why people store it up. Some people, even when they forgive you, said they will still store it up. That one is not good. But still, not even acknowledging that you contributed to it. You just expect her to get on with it. And that's why women, if I tell you, I told my husband the other day what he did to me 16 years ago. He was shocked. I told him what he did to me. He could not believe it. I said, 16 years ago, this is what you did. And I will tell you guys what it is. I was having a baby. And I was in the labor room. In pain. They didn't give me the epidural on time. I was having Toby. And my husband was on the phone. He was talking to somebody. And I was in pain. I was so pissed off. At a point, the nurse was like, if you cannot comfort your wife, get out of the room. That it pained me. It pained me to my bone marrow. We didn't discuss it 16 years ago, but I've not forgotten. Do you know why? Because he didn't even recognize that what he did was wrong and he never apologized for it. So the other day we're talking and I brought it up. I said, this is what you did 16 years ago. He was shocked. Hey, I didn't even know. I didn't think about it. How can your wife be having a baby? You're on the phone. Is this not our baby? Is it not you that put the baby inside me? So my people, these are some of the issues. You need to acknowledge the pain that you cause people. Talk about it. Apologize. Don't expect me to just move on. No, I will not. I may move on, but I will not forget. So that's an example. You need to apologize. Acknowledge your mistake. And this is for both people. It's not only men, women too. We do some women do some very, very shitty things and they never acknowledge it. They never apologize. So yeah. Moving on quickly. The next one is lack of respect. Lack of respect. You don't respect the person that you are with. And please don't tell me it's only men that need respect. Oh, it's good though. We're taught to respect our husband though. But respect is reciprocal. When there's no respect in relationship, it will soon pafuka. It goes soon pafuka. No joke, guys. Lack of respect, taking each other for granted, being flippant, very, very flippant. Be very flippant with our mouth. So, be flippant. Yeah, they raise us. We're brought up as African women, Nigerian women, to respect our husbands. That's the first thing your mother teaches you when you're growing up, getting into, puberty. You have to respect your husband, though. Respect his family, oh. Respect is this, oh. Respect is this, oh. But respect is reciprocal. We need to respect one another. So respect, when there's lack of respect, cheating, lying. Some people can lie for Africa. They can lie for Africa. When you lie like that, me, the kind of person I am, I'm a very trustworthy person. As a person, I'm very, very trustworthy. When you tell me something, I will believe it. I'm not somebody that is always doubting things. When you tell me things, I will always be doubting. No, I trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. So when lying, for instance, is number one reason why I will not trust you. Once you lie, I catch you once, catch you twice, forget. Every other thing you tell me, whether it's true, I will not believe you again. That's the kind of person that I am. So we need to respect one another. When there's lack of respect in relationship, it will crash. It's not just for women, yeah. Somebody say you shouldn't tell your husband everything. Hey, your late brother, somebody saying something here. Franca's Kitchen said, my late brother told me not to tell my husband everything. I did not understand until things began to backfire. Well, I think you have to evaluate your relationship to know. Some women tell their husbands everything, but it depends on the kind of man that you're married to. That's another thing. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to respect is very important. Some men, the way they talk to their women, you think they're talking to their house girl. No respect at all. No respect. There's no respect at all. Lying, cheating, taking your partner for granted. Because somebody acts like a fool does not mean that they are a fool. And that's why sometimes we see cases, a lot of cases whereby people say, I didn't do anything, no. I didn't do anything. One day she just changed the locks. One day she called the police. I don't encourage anybody to call the police. If there's no domestic violence, I always say this on my video. This is one of the first video I did. When there's no domestic violence, please do not call police. If you want to end a marriage, you can end it without calling police. Yeah? It's only domestic violence. Me, I will say, okay, call the police to save your life. When your life is not at risk, there's no need to call the police. So, but when a woman has had it, she's had it one day, she wants you out, it's because you've taken her for granted for too long and she's sick of it. Women don't just wake up one day and say, I don't want. This Balaji that was telling us that story about, well, not this Balaji, another Balaji that came on the show last time was telling us about the friend who one day went to work. Before he came back, the wife locked him out and called the police to escort him when he was trying to get in. So, it's because there's no fire without smoke, my people. No fire without smoke. Somebody, son of Nigeria is saying, call the police and you become a single mother. Call the police and you become a single mother. That's what son of Nigeria is saying. Well, I don't encourage people to call the police except they are suffering from physical abuse. Yeah, every other thing I believe you can, if you want to end a marriage, you don't need to go to the police to end it. We must learn to end relationships amicably without it getting too ugly. Yeah, some women are problematic. Somebody said that some women are actually wicked and problematic. And let me tell you something, sometimes it's better to end a marriage than to be suffering and smiling. When you know that emotionally you are gone. If you watch my last video, the person that is saying, oh, sweet Ify, sweet mother Ify, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. You will see that being married for 28 years and 23 years doesn't mean that you are happy. Yeah, so in such relationships, it's better to end it. Divorce is not always a bad thing. And I'm planning to do a video where I'm going to talk about why people should get divorced. Yeah, we're not encouraging people to get divorced. But when it got so bad, one young lady called in and told us the psychological trauma she suffered growing up in a home where her father and her mother, the relationship is so bad. If you listen to that young girl story in my previous video, you will see that if that woman had left with the children, Being a single mother would have paid off more. Now the children, the young girl, she's only 22. She's already suffering from anxiety and depression, and she's in therapy. So being a single mother is not the worst thing that can happen, my brother. Okay? It's not. It's not the worst thing that can happen. James will say some women are very wicked. My uncle is in the grave due to the wicked auntie. Your wicked auntie. Yeah, some women are wicked though. I'm not gonna lie, oh. Some women are, hey, some women are wicked. Did you see that woman? There's a woman in Nigeria the other day that did ordinary Ahmed. Some of you that are Nigerians know the story. He poured kerosene for the Peking head, set fire for the Peking head. Is that one a human being? I beg. If you see what they happen, especially when it comes to dealing with children and being so seriously abusing, not the women they do them. Physical abuse. Now women they do them now. In case when a woman goes silent on you and becomes disinterested, she no longer cares. This is the beginning of the end. Her cup is full and there is no going back. Yeah. Lying to your husband is emotional abuse. Lying to your spouse is emotional abuse. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. They discourage divorce. Nobody encourages divorce, my dear Bolaji. But you know what? Sometimes it is better to be divorced. Because the cases that we are seeing in my live shows now, would it not be better for them to be divorced? Is that marriage? That one is not marriage now. When you are destroying yourselves and destroying your children. Fran's Kitchen is saying that some women would rather be single mom than to continue suffering and smiling because the man and the attitude of emotional abuse. Yeah. We need to find a way to resolve marriages amicably. You see, I like Oyibo way of doing it. Son of Nigeria, thank you. You do well for my body, oh. You dash me super chats. We never talk about when the men are going through. But when the men react, we say what they are. We start saying that they were the oppressors. Yeah, men go through a lot too. No, we do talk about it. We talk about it. It depends on the individuals. Men goes through a lot as well. Yeah, no, we don't never undermine the suffering of some men. You see the funny thing? Somebody said something in my last video, Son of Daija. The guy came on because I shared my link and he said that a lot of good guys, yeah, women don't like them. And it's true. And it's the good guys that they are the ones always suffering. Have you noticed? The good guys, the ones that are really good, they have a good heart. They are caring. I have an example, a typical example. I don't know if I can bring him on the show. If you would like to share his experience, I've been thinking about it. This guy is a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Very attentive, very caring. He gave everything to his marriage. His wife still walked out on the marriage. I think she checked out emotionally in the marriage and she was just not in love with him. I don't think she was ever in love with him. And she sent him packing. Again, police was involved, which is sad. So men go through things too. Son of Nigeria, don't disagree with you. Somebody said that she's a single mom and she's happier now. Success says, I'm a single mom. My people, I prefer my life like this. And my life is better since I became single. I don't blame you. Peace of mind, though. It's better to have peace of mind because constant emotional and wahala, it cause cancer, it cause sickness. Yeah. Let's move on quickly, guys. We still got a few. I think I have one or two to go through. Yeah. So lack of respect, very, very, very crucial in destroying marriages. This one is the one we've been talking about, being rigid. Being rigid, refusal to adapt to changes when necessary. I'm like that though. This is how I am. This is how I am. I've seen some people like that. This is how we do it. This is how I am. I cannot change. I cannot change. Are you a stone? Are you a stone that you cannot change? Human beings, if there's one thing that God has given us is the ability for us to change. Just say that pride will not allow you to change. Why are you saying I'm like that, I cannot change? Of course you can. Yeah. And you see the funny thing, corner, I hear you. You say some men don't appreciate good women. Yeah. The funny thing is that the good women always end up with the playboys and the bad boys. Yeah. Good women always end up with players. I don't know why good women are so attracted to players. Yoruba demon. It's the Yoruba demon that they always end up with. The good guys, oh, Adele, you say no, it's not all dark and handsome. He doesn't have six-pack. You go and marry six-pack. He'll be using the six-pack to be boxing you every day. Yeah, so yeah. Somebody is saying, Nelson is saying that it's not sure about being a single mom, to be honest. Retirement age is when people will know the value of having a partner. Is it every partner that is a partner? If a relationship is good, definitely. But do you want to even retire with somebody that you are not happy with, that you don't like, you can't even stand them? I beg, divorce is better sometimes. I'm telling you. If you see what I'm saying, you will understand what I'm saying. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Sometimes, I beg, leave matter. I cannot change. I'm like this. This is how I am. And some people, they will be using their father to do example. My father did it like this. My father did it like this. I shared an example the other day when I talked about the Ghana man. The Ghana man where he go buy his wife for Italy. He said the father was a jealous man. So he's a jealous. He said, I'm very jealous. I don't want my wife to have a man's phone number in her phone. My father was like that too. So all those rigidity, they work. Oh, we need to learn to be more adaptable and change when necessary. Oh. Your father no bath picking one day. You live in Obodo, now you and your wife, both of you are pulling in 10-hour shift, 8-hour shift every day. You can't come house, you cross leg, they watch television. Your child is crying that the child has not been baited. Your wife is busy making dinner. You can't take the child and go and bait the child, so that your wife will make dinner, then you all can eat. You leave everything to your wife, all the house chores, everything, you leave it to your wife. You say, my father never hoovered. My father never. You go soon divorce. you go soon pafuka. You go soon pafuka. Very rigid. You cannot change. Ha. That one not good though. Yes. Yes, this is one of the things that we're going to talk about. It's Betty. We're going to talk about it in my next video on Sunday. I'm bringing in somebody. He's a very good friend of Obodofam TV, and he's married to a white woman. We want to talk about it. Whether African men adapt and change when they marry Igbo women. Who gets the best of African, of a brother? Is it a black woman or a white woman? We'll go talk on Sunday. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Nigerian time, GMT, 6 o'clock. We'll talk on. You need to be flexible. I said it in my last video. I said you cannot conduct marriage in the diaspora the way it is done in Africa. It will not work. Call it work. Because this is a different environment. The rules of engagement here is completely different. It's not the same. So if you want to do like your parents did, or you want to do it, and I say, hey, no, this is not, no. Koleweko, my people. And I think I'm getting to the 10th one. Let me just go through it and see that I've gone through everything. We talked about not marrying for the wrong reason, the foundation. We talked about not marrying your friend or your gist partner. And we talked about finances, not discussing financial responsibility of both parties, lack of intimacy. And we talked about not acknowledging the pain that you cause people, not saying sorry to your partner when you hurt them. Talked about lack of respect and, being rigid, refusal to adapt. And we talked about, not being emotionally available. These are the things that cause, marriages to break up, relationships to break up. And we talked about not having satisfying and regular sex. We talked about that quite a bit. And lastly, but this is not the least, last but not the least, is not having God as the center of your union. Disobedience. Practical religion. Being a Christian does not make you a good person in marriage. It doesn't make you a good husband or a good wife. It's actually practical Christianity. Are you doing what the Bible says you should do? Let me tell you something. I was reading something yesterday in the Bible, and I was reading the account of how Jesus was born in the book of Matthew. And I read that bit of it in Matthew, where Matthew chapter 1, or is it chapter 2? Chapter 2, when Mary was found with a child. This is so deep, guys. It's really, really deep. And it's about obedience. Mary was found with a child, and she was just recently married to Joseph. And the man still said the wife don't get belly, and they've not slept together. Then he started to contemplate it in his mind. He said, I'm going to put her away. Then Holy Spirit, he had a dream, and the angel said, don't put her away. Oh, this baby is the Holy Spirit that is giving her this baby. Leave her, let her have a baby, call him Jesus. And then the man just woke up and did exactly what the angel told him. I was like, wow, this is obedience. This is obedience. He did it. Nobody knew. He didn't put her outside. He didn't shout, come and see, oh, my wife don't get belly, oh, this, oh, you don't shout, oh, kinika. No. Obedience. He obeyed. Practical Christianity, not what knowing. It's one thing to know something, it's another thing to do it. Some people know Bible from Genesis to Revelation, but they make very poor spouses. Very, very poor spouses. And that's why you see, even in the church, there's a lot of divorce. Pastors are on the pulpit preaching. They are divorcing. Why are they divorcing? Why are they divorcing? It's not about what you know. It's about what you do. What you do. Practical. He tells us there, as those of you who are Christians, say that even if you want to pray, you want to fast, you need to consult your wife or husband first. And this brings me to the issue of these women that are always going from one church to the other. All of you, they're always going from one church to the other. Some of you, you sleep in the church. You go to church on Wednesday, you go to church on Tuesday, you go to church on Sunday. You will go to retreats. Every month you are going to retreat, you'll be neglecting your husband. I'm sorry for you. I'm too sorry for you. You know, say women like church. A lot of women try to compensate. Maybe if they are not happy or the marriage is not satisfying, they will neglect their husband and be using church to cover. Some of these ladies, they worship their pastor and neglect their husbands. Is that what God says? Is that what the Bible says? Is that what it says? Gents, will you say you hate divorce? Well, if you hate divorce, then you need to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Yeah. It's for complicated. Yeah. Your pastor says that marriage is complicated only for matured minds. Yeah. You need to put in the work. All these things that we're talking about today, why marriages break. If you don't want your marriage to break, do the opposite. Don't do all these things that we're talking about. So all these ladies are always going from one place to the other. Because you are a Christian, you're born again, you're always going to convention. Any program is you that will be the first there. And you have a husband. What did God say? Is that the instruction that God gave you? Is that what God told you, that you should neglect your husband and your children and be going from one convention, one retreat to the other? Your husband is sleeping with another person, if you don't know. They sleep around. He has a girlfriend. Daddy Jew and Mommy Jew up and down. Yeah. Rahim. That's so. It has to be practical, because even the same Bible told us that before you can even take time out to go and fast and pray, seek your partner, your wife or husband's consent. Ask the person, can I do this? Is it okay with you if I take these 7 days off? Don't just go and do it. And for men, the one that fears me the most, there's something in the Bible that really scares me. And if a lot of men who are Christians know that, I think they will do better. They will do better. I'm telling you. Mommy Gio. Yeah. I'm looking for it. It's in 1 Peter 3:7. Yeah. This is what it says. It says, the NIV says, husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. That part scares me. Cynthia, thank you so much for the super chat. This is your first live. Oh, God bless you, sis. I appreciate you. Did you hear that? So that nothing will hinder your prayer. If your prayers are being hindered, brothers, go and check how you are dealing with your wives. There is nothing that is as powerful as having a woman who is praying for you. He tells you here that if you don't deal with your wife, and treat her as the weaker partner, and treat her well, that your prayers will be hindered, not be me talking. He says so. 1 Peter 3:7. When I go read them. Yeah. So that your prayers will not be hindered. If you know that, if you don't want your prayer to be hindered, you do better. So, my people, how I see them? Those are the 10 points I have to share in terms of why African marriages are breaking like cabin biscuits. Why are African marriages breaking like cabin biscuits? So I don't know if anybody has anything to say. I'm done. I've talked for almost 2 hours. And I'm just going to share my link. If you want to say something quickly, please click on this link and let's talk quickly. We'll finish in 15 minutes, hopefully. But I've said everything that I need to say. This is the reasons. These are some of the reasons. It's not exhaustive. Like I said, the list is not exhaustive. There are so many other reasons, but these are the ones that I just came up with. That I thought about them, and I see that if we are able to flip this around, perhaps, just perhaps, yeah, it will be different. Things will be different for us. All this, it's like there's a war of the sexes going on. There's a battle between the gender, especially in our marriages in the diaspora. Bamidele is here. Bamidele, I'm waiting. Yeah. Anybody that wants to talk, let's talk quickly, please, before I end this. Bamidele, I'm adding you. If you're joining me, just hold on for me. I'm going to add you. I see you, Joyce. Amoyescon, I see you. Just bear with me. Hello.
Hello.
If you're joining me, just hold on for me. I'm going to add you. I see you, Joyce. Amoyescon, I see you. Turn your device down, please, so we can hear you.
Hello. Okay. I'll do that.
Just hold on for me. I'm going to add you. I see you, Joyce. Amoyescon, I see you. Turn your device down, please, so we can hear you.
Okay. I'll do that.
I'm going to add you. I see you, Joyce. Amoyescon, I see you. Turn your device down, please, so we can hear you. Okay, there's some problem there with your audio. Bamidele, I want you to sort it out. Let me ask Joyce why you are sorting it out. Joyce. Okay, because it's echoing. And the reason why it usually echoes is when you are watching the show from, if it's on loud, you need to mute it if you're on. Otherwise, it will just the sound keep bouncing. Chidinma, thank you so much, my love. God bless you for that super chat. I'm so grateful. Joyce, are you here?
Hello, Auntie. Good evening.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And you? You're looking great.
Thank you. I'm all right.
Yeah, I loved all your lecture today. It was very good and very
educative.
Thank you. You mentioned everything that is spot on. And what I was gonna say as well, that you mentioned about emotional intelligence. I've always said that, and I think that's a big aspect that is missing in a lot of African homes. A lot of the men don't. Sorry, my God.
Okay.
A lot of the men don't know, or they don't know how to do. I think they weren't taught about emotional intelligence. So that is very important. They don't know when to speak. They don't know when to, or know when someone is down. They don't know when to approach someone. They just don't know, and that can lead to the other person feeling unloved. Really, that is a very great point there. And another one I was gonna say is that about like a lot of Nigerian couples breaking abroad, even African couples. I would say some partners are very narcissistic, emotionally abusive to the partner, which is so wrong. I don't know where they learned that from. I've noticed that a high percentage of African men who
Mm-hmm.
have that narcissistic behavior.
Right.
And me trying to understand where they learned that from is very
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
women do have it as well, but
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of our men have it, and it's really affecting the home
Yeah.
because because it's hard to spot this because outside they'll be looking good, they'll be dressing together, but the lady's going through a lot. She's
Yeah.
hiding,
Yeah.
acting like you said, suffering, smiling,
Suffering and
hiding,
smiling. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
hiding, but they'll be going out dressing together.
Yeah.
But she in her mind, she's praying, oh God, do something, do something, do
Yeah.
something for me. Because she
Mm.
just feel unloved. I think a lot of our women feel unloved.
Yeah. On love.
Unloved, which lead them into having mental problems. I
Yeah.
remember there was a saying this lady said to me when I was a bit younger. She said, let me give you advice. Do not let any man land you in mental home. You know, a lot of women, a lot of African women are in mental home now abroad due to marital problems. So I think that's very important. So I think like last time you talked about counseling. Counseling will really, really help before
Yeah.
even getting to marriage. And I like the other thing about being a friend.
Yeah.
Being good friends with a person is very important as well.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's all I have to say. But
Thank you
yeah,
very much. I appreciate
yeah.
your contribution, Joyce. Have a good evening, love.
And you too.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye. Bye. So I'm going to ask Bamidele. Bamidele, I'm adding you now. Please, can you make sure that your device where you're watching me from is low so we can hear you? I see you, Franca's Kitchen. Nelson, I'm seeing you. Just hold on for me. I'll get to you in a minute. Hello, Nelson. Nelson, are you here? Okay. In a minute. Hello, Nelson. Nelson, are you here? Okay, in a minute. Hello, Nelson. Bamidele, can you hear
Nelson,
me?
are you here? Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your phone is still standing up. You have the difficulty in the volume.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your phone is still standing up. You have the difficulty in the volume. The audio is
Yeah, I
good.
can hear you.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Your audio is not good on the stage. I'm afraid your audio is still problematic. Bamidele, what you need to do is very simple. Son of Ninja, thank you so much. My brother, you are so kind. God bless you. Thank you all for all the super chats. What you need to do, Bamidele, is quite simple. Turn down where you are hearing me from. I think you are trying to hear me from your phone or wherever you are watching from at the same time. You can't do that. Once you are on in the studio, turn the volume, mute yourself there, or turn it down. So I'll try again in a minute. Let me add Franca's Kitchen. Hi, Franca. Are you here?
Hello, Tanti.
Hello. You're welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to contribute based on the last word you said concerning prayer, and
Yeah.
the man's prayers will be in that if he's
Yeah.
not treating his wife well. It's also okay if the man is hearing from God, because a lot of people we go to church, like what you read now, they will not read it in the altar. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So personal knowledge about God is very fantastic. If a couple could first of all arrange their relationship with God, everything they go to God, because to God be the glory. I'm married at least 11 years now, but the first 3 years was a struggle. Seriously, that I had to go and like, Lord, what is this? All to the extent that it was just that I did not understand my husband.
Right.
You know, from Nigeria to Obodo, the living environment is another way, until I was actually crying and say, Lord, you told me this man is my husband. What is this? Because I asked you. So God's so kind. He hears everything we say. A lady came to meet me, a white lady, for
Mm-hmm.
nowhere. And she was like, "Oh, how are you?" I'm fine. And we were just talking. And she asked me where my husband works. And I told her, just because they don't, these white people don't have secrets. So I
Yeah.
told her this is where he works. And yeah, and she said, "Wow." So do you know people that work in this place? They are so stressed out at when they come to the house. So when he comes back, make sure the house is tidy, the food is ready, the kids are not shouting, everything is so that his head will calm down.
Right.
Like when she said this, I was actually doing the other way around because I expected him when he comes back from work we
Mm-hmm.
should like, oh, how are you? Oh, talk to me, ask me how was your day. Not
Yeah.
knowing I was supposed to be the one asking him how was your day.
Do you work Franca's kitchen?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
So with that example that she gave to me, I began to put one and one together, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I'm still in marriage till 11 years now.
Oh,
So
that's
to me, it's better we women we should first of all look at that man as a human being. Let's
mm-hmm.
let's most of the time we expect to get. That
Mm-hmm.
man that we got married to saw other women before he picked us.
Yeah.
So whatever happens along the line, we should
Before
learn
it
to
picks
ask God.
you. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
should ask God what happened around the corner. I don't know
Yeah.
if you understand. Yeah. What
Thank
happened?
you. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Franca's kitchen.
Thank you very
I wish
much,
you that.
Auntie.
Yeah. Have a good evening. I wish you the very
You too,
best in
ma.
your marriage going forward. Yeah.
Thank you, ma.
All right. Bye. I want men to talk because we have a lot of ladies all the time. So somebody said we should hear from more men, and I agree absolutely. I've got Nelson. Hello, Nelson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, Nelson.
I'm fine, thank you. Just hold on for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm just calling just give my own side. Because I feel
Okay.
like a lot of the times men don't get defended enough, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because
Yeah.
growing up,
Yes.
the onus has been on men to look after women a lot of the times. Even my wife said to me the
Yeah.
other day, she was like, did you find our counseling session to be just focused on women, like happy wife, happy home? And I was like, it's true. Looking back at it, it is true. But a lot of the
Yeah.
times we have to remember that men, we have our own feelings as well. We are wired
Yeah.
differently, you know.
Hmm.
Women love gifts, flowers, and stuff like that. Men, in all honesty, I'm gonna try not to be a little bit profane, but like this guy that I listened to, he pretty much said, just keep a man's bowls empty and give him food, and he's happy, and that's pretty much it. But a lot of the time, you try to turn men into something that they're not.
Hmm.
I remember buying flowers for my wife one time, and um, she put the flowers in a vase, but 2 days later, the flowers died. I spent nearly £100 on that flower. I said,
She
I
didn't.
said, so I'm not doing it again.
What happened? She didn't take care of them, or she doesn't like flowers.
No, she didn't take care of them, you know. And I said,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it again. Obviously, as a joke, but
Yeah.
it's a running joke in our house. But no, in all seriousness, I think women
Yeah.
need to remember that men have feelings as well. They are wired differently. You have to look after them as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure as I was typing messages in there, I'm sure some people probably think this guy's some old school guy that doesn't know
No,
what
no,
he's
no, no,
talking
no.
about.
We agree. We agree with you.
I'm a 90s child. I'm
Yeah.
only going to turn to 30. I'm
Yeah.
going to be 31 in a couple of months, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe my approach is different with my wife. Then again,
Mm.
she's not Nigerian, and she's not white either, so she's Jamaican.
Oh.
I've
Oh,
known
okay.
her since I was 14. I wasn't born in this country. I
Yeah.
was born in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria. I came when I was 14. Grew up in Shangi Shamagodo. For anyone that knows that area, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
But I think my main point is
Men
cooperation
have
and
things to do.
agreement is
Yeah.
the most important thing. If you want your marriage to last, so far for me, I've known her since I was 14 years old, since I stepped into this country. We went to the
Yeah.
same secondary school, the same university.
Hmm.
Cooperation is the main thing. When people say things like, your marriage is not happy and there's no love in that relationship, in my opinion, it has nothing to do with love, because you have to remember love is just a feeling. It
Yeah.
doesn't last long. It's a
Yeah.
momentary thing. It comes
Absolutely.
today and it's gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you said a very important point. You have to be
Mhm.
friends. When
Yeah.
you're not friends with somebody, the love will
Mhm.
fade away. I
It
remember
does.
saying that to my wife one. I said,
Hmm.
when the love fades away, what's going to hold the marriage?
Yeah.
It's the friendship. Our
Hmm.
grandparents' relationship lasted because majority of them were friends. They knew each other from the same area, even if they were poor. They
Yeah.
knew each other. They were
Yeah.
friends. That's why it lasted. And
Yeah.
to my point when I made earlier, when I said about it's when you get to retirement and you know the value of having a partner.
Hmm.
Look, the fact of the matter is, in this life, money is very important. To retire in this country at age 65, most of us want to retire on 30K a year at 65, which would mean that in your pension, you would need to have 1 point something million pounds to be able to retire. Now, when you look at our community, how many people have that amount? Not a
Yeah.
lot, very small amount. And the
Hmm.
best way for this to happen is to find a man that you can cooperate with, forget about love. You can agree with, have an agreement, work together so you can enjoy your retirement. Because when you look around us, a lot of our mummies and daddies are still working at age 70. They're still doing night shifts. They're still doing security. Why?
Yeah.
Because they didn't have that partner that they can offset that expense on. And people don't think about these things. It's not just love. It's not just, let's just, I'm loving you. It's just purely cooperation. In my opinion, it's a business deal that
Yeah.
nowadays men are losing that business deal, if we
Yeah.
have to be honest.
They are
If we have,
losing.
eh?
They are losing the business deal, you
They
said.
are. Because look at it. You can be married to someone for 15 years. For 15 years. All
Yeah.
it takes for that woman to say, I'm not happy, divorce, every single thing that man has, everything, including his pension, his life savings, his house, his children, is gone.
Hmm.
Literally. Imagine that happening to someone that's at age 50. It can't start life anymore. That's why, you know, a lot of people are choosing not to get married anymore. A lot of people are saying, instead of me waiting for my marriage to enter the 10th year, I might as well just end it in the second year because I'm not trying to lose 60% of my money. You
Okay.
understand what I mean?
Thank you very much, Nelson. I've got a
No
few people
problem.
waiting.
No
I
problem.
appreciate your contribution. And what I'm taking away from what you said is that we need cooperation.
Yeah.
And also we need to be able to be friends and to, accommodate one another.
Yeah.
And we should also reflect. We should think about what men need. Men have needs. We need to find out what men need too. That men don't get, talked about in terms of their needs. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Nelson.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie.
Wishing you the very best. Yeah. Have a good
Thank you.
evening. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna come to. Oh, we got the traditional man here. Guys, traditional man is in the house, so I can't wait to talk to you. Hello, that truth.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, bros. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maryland. I called the other day, and when I looked at the chat, apparently people thought I was forming or like just faking my accent. So, can I speak in pidgin today?
Don't worry, speak anyone you want to speak. You're not faking. We love accent. We love picking anyone.
No,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
We don't monitor people. Don't control people. Do whatever you're comfortable with, bro.
okay, I apologize if my pidgin is not so good, but I'm going to try my best. So, essentially, the reason why they called today, you say,
I'm
people
sorry,
don't
I'm
know.
laughing. Traditional man is making me laugh. He said this was on fire the last time. We can't wait to have him again.
So, wait, if you want to put traditional man on, you can put him on.
No,
I
no, no.
mean,
Talk first. I will get around. Traditional man,
okay.
get some ideas.
Okay. So
Go
within
on.
Davis, Nelson touched on a few points just a
Yeah,
few minutes ago,
yeah.
especially regarding marriages in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And folks in Nigeria don't understand how difficult, or they don't understand how the laws here work, right? So in the U.S., for example, when you're married and people are thinking of getting divorced, what typically happens is they look at the length of the marriage. And
Right,
there's this thing known as the short-term marriage, mid-term marriage, and long-term marriage. And when you look at uh, the short-term marriages, both parties tend to leave with what they came in with. But once you
right,
start hitting like the midterm marriages, and midterm marriages is something like 5-6 years. When you get to 5-6 years, the man starts to, not the man typically, but the partner that makes more money typically
yeah,
starts to lose out more. And that's typically the man.
Right.
Yes, women tend to be, have more degrees these days, but the reality is the degrees that they get most of the time are the lower earning degrees for most women. Obviously, we have female doctors, we have female engineers, but not that many of them right now. So what typically happens is once you start hitting that 5, 6 year stride, and the woman feels bored, and it says, what, I'm tired of this marriage. You have to realize that the man who has been working hard all his life can be very, very scared at that point, and like, okay, what can happen to me? And there's so many horror stories. I thank you so much for mentioning, if you want to end a marriage, don't call the police. Women here, a lot of women call police on the men for no reason.
Yeah.
And the reason why they do that is because it gives them an advantage in the court.
Right.
So what they do is when they call, when they call the police, and then they get that police, short-term restraining order,
Mhm.
automatically they get the advantage for child custody. They get the advantage for the house. And what adds on to that is there's an additional advantage, because now the man is looked at as the problem in the marriage, and they end up making the man pay for the woman's attorney fees. So he's losing money on attorney fees. He's losing his children. He's losing the house. He's losing everything. I mean, there's so many men in America right now that are destitute and homeless. It's ridiculous. And
Mm.
so what people don't understand is that men are generally, like Nelson said, he said it the crude way. He said he tried not to be crude, but that's pretty much it. Men generally just need sex and food.
Yeah. They
you
have
know
their primary needs. Yeah.
yes, it once a man is fed and has sex, there's really, unless you get like a prima donna type of guy that's very,
Yeah.
very just needy,
Hmm.
most men that you find are very simple.
Yeah. A lot of people are disagreeing with you regarding the earning in the US. I don't live in the US, but we have a lot of people in the US that feel
I'll
they're
tell
saying
you,
that women are earning men in the US.
nah,
They
that's
disagree with you about that as
no,
analysis that men earn
that
more.
no, no, that's what they think. See, if you look at the surveys, and if you look at not just surveys, if you look at the facts, the statistical data from the BLS, from the Bureau of Labor Service, Labor and Statistics, regularly they talk about the male and female wage gap.
Yeah. Men
They talk,
generally earn more. Yeah, they earn
yeah,
even here in the UK.
yeah,
And there's a gender pay difference as well. Men
yes,
and women
exactly,
can be in the same job, but the men will
exactly,
earn more, especially the
yes.
white man will
Yes,
earn more. Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
That's the regular thing that happens every day. It's very common here. But
Yeah.
obviously, women are getting more jobs, getting more degrees. But typically, when you look at the degrees that they're getting, most
Mm.
of them are not really getting the STEM degrees. The STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. Most of
Yeah.
them are getting, the social science type of degrees, psychology, social work. And I'm not saying those are bad; those are great degrees, but
Yeah.
they don't pay as much
So
as, say, like,
is it all about finances? Marriage is all about money.
no, no, no. It's not all about money, but it's important. What I'm saying is, you know, a lot of times, a lot of women in the West
Mm.
are not necessarily marrying to be married. They're marrying
You're
because
marrying
they want.
because of the financial advantage if it breaks down.
Exactly.
Ah, I
and
see your
and,
point.
and the system is designed so well to support. I'm telling you, like, the way it's like the way they designed it, it's like it's a well-oiled machine right now. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
all you have to do
And I
is
mean, I'm not agreeing that women are marrying to get money or to get divorced, but I mean, the reason people get divorced these days, only God knows, because it's happening too frequently. And, uh, what I'll say the truth, because you sound young, and men should just learn to make their wives happy, so that, especially if you're earning so much money, you don't want to be in that statistics, just make your wife happy so that everybody can be happy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. So okay, I like what you said, right? Make your wife
Mm.
happy. Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's
say
great.
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. I mean, I hear you. I mean, but the reality, like somebody said, I think it was Ganswood or somebody
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
there are some women that are just so broken.
Yeah.
So broken. And as a man, if you don't know it, if you get married to her and she's already broken, it will
Yeah.
just never, you will never, ever be able to make her happy.
It's true. It's
You
true.
know, I mean, and it goes both ways. There are men out there that are broken as well.
Yeah. That's
And
why it's important in Africa. I don't know. Are you you're Nigerian, right? Because
I'm
one
I'm
of
I'm a Lagos boy. I was born in Ikeja.
in Nigeria, you know why we used to like look at the family before we marry is to find out things like that. The background of the person that you are marrying. That's why, the family was so important getting married in those days because they say you don't marry the woman or the man, you're marrying their family. And if they come from a very dysfunctional background, then you don't expect the person to know or behave any different. So anyway, thank you very much for your contribution, that's true.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm going to add Bamidele again. I see you, everyone that is waiting. Bamidele, I hope we can get you to talk now. Can you unmute your mic, please? Hello, Bamidele, can you hear me? Oh, he's been trying to get on. He's on now, but his mic is echoing again.
Hello, Bamidele, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
He's been trying to get on. He's on now, but his mic is echoing again. Hello, Bamidele, can you hear me?
It's still echoing, I'm afraid.
Right. He's been trying to get on. He's on now, but his mic.
Right, we're going to move on. Bamidele, I've advised you what to do. You just need to turn down the volume where you are watching me from. It's very simple. The echo will stop. Traditional man, you're welcome.
No, good afternoon. How are you?
You said everybody they happy, all the ladies they happy for my comment section that you are here. We love you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you joined us today.
The pleasure is mine.
All right.
For sharing the platform. I just have a couple of things to get off my mind.
Go on.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've been listening, and I always like to start. I'm not married, so I can't really give a marriage point of view.
Right.
But from what I see, one of the major issues I see here, like the previous caller, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
Excuse me. A lot of married women I see here, they seem to have problems. I noticed with the church, as far as like their pastors. I hear a lot of African married men, they are crying out in pain. They are crying out in pain because a lot of them feel like they come to the West, the diaspora, they're isolated. They don't have anybody to talk to. And I notice these pastors, they tend to give the wrong advice to married women or young women that are not married yet.
Yeah.
The number one issue should be we have to get back to, I think I mentioned it last time, we have to really get back to what is our culture. Last time I couldn't really explain it, but as I thought about it more, the serious truth is that Nigerian culture is just a patriarchy. That is it.
Thank you. Finally, ladies, give a thumbs up to traditional man. He did the research by himself. He's reflected and he's come back to tell us that Nigerian society is patriarchy.
No, seriously.
I appreciate that. I like people that are self-reflective. Thank you.
No, seriously. And I noticed over the West, it's not that it's a matriarchy, but it tends to, if you look at it hard enough, you will realize maybe whether or not the suffering that women did here over the West, but they tend to take matriarchy very, very seriously.
Yes.
This is why I think the two last male callers, they were talking about if you're married here, you get divorced, they give the wife everything.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not here to say whether it's good or bad, but I just feel like I noticed that, like anywhere, they say when you're in Rome, you do as the Roman. But the real truth is us Africans, when we get here, yes, we assimilate. Me, for example, I came here when I was 9, 10. If you see me today speaking, you won't know that I'm Nigerian. I'm a born and raised Igbo man. But the
Yeah.
truth is, even so much assimilation here, at the end of the day, it gets to a point where we start craving for our culture. We start
Yeah.
in our culture. That is
Yeah.
really the truth. And again, I'm not married, so I can't give marriage advice, but to any young African woman, to any married woman, I would say it really starts with, and I thank God you hit it earlier. You have to
Mm-hmm.
start by knowing who you married. Like you said earlier, if it was
Mm-hmm.
back home, before you marry that person, you have to go investigate. You have
Yeah.
to go see the other family. They're not just gonna let you get married because in my part of Nigeria, we don't marry armed robbers. It's alices, alcohol. You don't do that. If they
Yeah.
have that history, I don't care how much you guys love each other, you're not getting married. And I
Yeah.
really think that part of our culture is lost in the West. So
Yeah.
no, seriously, I think
Traditional man, come on, say sister, say they are proud of your growth.
no, but this is the truth, my dear, because like I said last time, I'm not here to just defend traditional men because some evil traditional men, but at the
Yeah,
end of the
because
day,
the last time you wanted a marriage like your parents, and we said it won't work here. So we're glad that now you can see that we need to be more adaptable to the environment. So that's good. It's
yeah,
growth.
oh yes, we do need to be more adaptable, but I wish we would hold on to some of the more important values of our culture.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Finally, the thing I would like to say is a lot of reason why I feel like marriages crash is nobody talks to each other here. Everybody
Yeah.
is secretive. I don't want anybody to know my business. I don't want anybody to know my business. That it gets to a point, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
particularly I noticed the African men, they start feeling isolated because they feel like as a man, oh, I'm a man. I can't show weakness. I
Yeah.
carry all this burden on my shoulder. And I feel like eventually, like in America, we say pressure burst pipes. Eventually, all
Yeah.
that pressure is gonna get to
Yeah.
the point where it's just gonna burst. So I feel
Yeah. Absolutely.
back to some of our more important cultures, at least involving your parents. You know,
Yeah.
getting to know the person on a whole more level. I think it will help out more.
Yeah. Thank you so much, traditional man. I hope we'll see you again soon.
Always a
I
pleasure.
really enjoyed having you today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Take care. Bye bye. Right. So that was the traditional man. And we are laughing so much, guys, because he was here the other day. And, we had a very heated conversation and it was like, I want traditional man, my parents married. And we're like, no, you can't have your parents married. So, yeah, it's all good. We are learning, we are growing. We like that. Hello, Ben. Thanks for joining us.
How are you, Bree Bree? How's
I'm all
everything with
right.
you?
I'm all
Okay.
right.
So
Thank you.
I was listening to your show and everything, and I want to let you know that everything that you're saying is the right thing. I mean,
Oh,
you have it, you've always you always make sense in your topics. And I think you know what, I think you need to lecture Nigerian women before they come to the diaspora to let them know what's
sorry, your
going
network
on.
is breaking down. Ben,
No,
your network. Yeah,
are you hearing me now?
yeah, we're hearing you now. Can you say what you
Okay.
said again?
No, I said someone like you now need to lecture Nigerian women in Nigeria and Nigerian men on how to live in the diaspora, because
Right.
now you can't have the traditional way, a traditional sense of mentality in Nigeria and then come to your diaspora and do that. So like
Yeah.
I always tell some Nigerian men that when you get to the United States, you have to be self-sufficient. So
Mm-hmm.
if your wife is working long hours, you come at least if you're home first, you have to go in the kitchen and cook. So marriage is a two-way street. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
that's what it is. It's a two-way street. So
Yeah.
I think if you do a lot of self-reflection,
Mm-hmm.
you will see a lot of things that are wrong in your marriage if you're married. Because if
Yeah.
you wake up in the morning, you have to ask yourself, you have to have mantras. Okay,
Yeah.
what do I want to do today? How
Yeah.
how will I do this? What am I doing wrong? You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So I think
Yeah.
everybody needs to do that. Yeah.
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 Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. You've spoken really
Mhm.
well. You're so, I
Okay.
mean, we need men like you to talk, because I feel like when men say things like this to men, it is more receptive. They receive it more than coming from a woman. If I say it, they see it as bashing, but I'm not trying to bash anyone.
No, you're
Yeah,
saying the right thing. I mean, no, you have to. No, listen, it's common sense. Listen, if my woman, because normally, now, a lot of the women in the United States, because I'm in the United States, so a lot of
yeah,
the women in the United States, most of them are nurses, medical
yeah,
doctors, and everything. Okay. So
yeah.
now some of them are coming home to men. So what are you doing as a man to help this woman? Because it's a two-way street. They're helping you, you have to help them. So it's
Yeah,
vice versa. And
yeah,
life will be easy. We don't want marriage to be complicated. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Uh-huh.
yeah.
Nothing is perfect in marriage. And I always have this saying before I leave now. I say a woman who has more virtues than vices is something that you have to keep. But if a
Mm.
woman has more vices than virtues, then you need to step. So
Wow.
these are the things everybody has to do self-reflections.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ben. Are you
No
married?
problem. I'm about to be married soon, so don't
Oh,
worry.
I'm sure you will make a great husband. We
I know
like
everybody
men.
keeps saying that.
Honestly, guys, is he gonna make a good husband or what? Oh my God, you will. I mean, because by their fruit you shall know them.
Yes.
Reflection is very important. Like you
Mm.
said, women who are nurses, they come home. I'll tell you a typical example.
Yeah.
Just bear with me a minute, then I'll let you go.
No,
A
no, no
woman is
problem.
a nurse.
I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Yes.
She goes to work, done 10 hours shift, and she's back. The husband works fewer hours in the day, and she comes home. This is a typical example, happens very frequently.
Mm.
And there are dirty dishes in the kitchen, in the sink. The house is all messed up, not cleaned, nothing housework related done, and is watching television. And he's waiting for her to finish a 10 hour shift, standing to come home and make him dinner. How do you think that woman will feel?
No, it's not going to last, and it's like he's broke. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of red flags in that relationship. Eventually, she's gonna bust, and
Let,
she'll die. She will
we, we-
run.
yeah, let me tell you, if a woman, that's why I say I need to do a video to tell men what women really want. We don't even mind if a man is broke. Treat us well. If you
Mm-hmm.
treat a woman well, she will give you all her money without you asking. Just show her
Yeah.
love, be kind, be sensitive to her needs, support
Yes.
her, be
Yeah.
available.
Yes.
Some women don't mind being the breadwinner. No, I'm telling you, in some marriages, Ben,
Mm-hmm.
people will never know that the woman is the breadwinner. Do you know why? Because the man is doing so much more to pick up the pieces around the house, the children, the family, whereby they are balancing each other.
Yes.
So nobody will ever know. That is teamwork. That's working together, which is supposed to be. But by the time that the woman is doing everything, and the man is just, I'm the man, I can't change, I can't do this, my father didn't do this, then it's a question of time.
Yeah, the traditional mentality is not going to work over here. Like I said to myself, I said, okay, now overseas you cannot pay most of the bills. If a man is making 150,000 and his woman is making 70,000, the man must pay most of the bills. He has to pay most of
Yeah,
the bills. In Africa,
yeah,
Nigeria, I pay all the bills. That is it. Once
yes,
we cross water, it's a different dynamics. Everything changes.
exactly.
You,
We
as
said
a
that.
man, you must go to the kitchen and learn how to cook. That's why I said my egusi is sweet. Everything, yes.
Yeah,
So
this
that is
is
it.
sweet. Well done, bro.
No
That's what
problem.
we want to hear, Jare. Even if you cannot,
Yeah.
please do clean, do
Yes.
laundry. You know,
Yes.
if you have young children, show an interest, do homework. These
Yes.
are the things that we want help with, so that we don't break down. Mentally and emotionally, we don't become stressed. Just
Yeah.
help. This is your
Oh.
family.
Yes.
Just help.
Yeah.
I saw somebody did an example, and
Mm-hmm.
and he was explaining. Is this pastor I've been watching a lot? I advise everybody to check out his channel. I'll come to you in a minute, Barry and Bamidele. I see you, Nathaniel, and I'm yes, corner, please. I just quickly
Mm-hmm.
want to make this analysis. Where's my camera? So he said,
Mm-hmm.
when you are single, you are like this. This is a speaker. This is my speaker. This is my phone.
Yes.
Say you are like this. You are separate like this, right? You are staying apart individually. But when you are married, he said you become like this. He said you become like this. This is the example he did. He said you become like this. And he said, this is the man. You see the man? You are standing as the head. This is the woman. You are together. You become one. Yes. So that means that if you become one, what belongs to this one belongs to this one. Because you are now one. These are some of the things that we are forgetting. Especially if you are a Christian, you become one. But if you are earning money, for instance, I don't know how much, the wife does not know how much you're earning, or the woman is earning, the man does not know how much you're earning, you're spending your finances separately and nobody discusses anything, then already there's a problem, isn't it?
No, there's a problem. But another thing, my sister, let me tell you something. The dynamics of men have changed. Yeah. It's like now the women is like the men, and then the men is like females. Things are changing now. So we need to sit down. That's why they make emphasis overseas, London, US, Canada, Australia. The alpha male. I'm an alpha. I'm not a soft dude. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I believe in being an alpha. We men, we must lead. But at the same time, we have to use our initiative. Say, okay, this woman has worked long hours. Help her, prepare, do something so that life will be sweet. She'll want to love you. You have to be romantic, because that's why overseas they teach all these things. Okay, now as Nigerians, if we go to therapy, what will happen now? The therapist will tell us the same thing: show love, buy flowers, do everything. So I think those the dynamics has already changed. So no problem, huh?
Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate you.
Problem.
I wish you all the very best in your marriage and everything in the future.
No problem. No, but every time I'm watching you, you're looking younger and younger. Now,
thank you. I hope you join us again soon.
Definitely. All right. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, my brother. You too. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah. So that was Ben. We want men like this, oh, my people. Don't we want guys like this? He said the dynamics of marriages is shifted. That's what we said in the last video, that we need to renegotiate. We need to renegotiate the rules of engagement. Barry, I've got you. Can you unmute yourself, please? Hello, Barry. Barry, are you there? Okay, I think Barry is not hearing me. Your device is muted. Barry, are you there? Okay. Bamidele, I've added you again.
Oh yeah, so I'm here. So
go on.
So like did you remember when you did that that video 3 years ago when I asked you about a passionate missionary looking for a wife? And I told, I was telling what was kind of like bothering me, because I was like in my early 30s. And, well, right now I'm doing my PhD in business administration. I'm being focused, and I'm thinking to myself, once I get my own place, now that's where I'll be learning how to be more independent, since I live in the States.
Right, you are the one.
Yeah.
I remember you. Yeah, you were looking for a wife, and I told you were not ready.
Yeah.
Right. So, are you working at the moment?
Yeah, I'm working and doing my PhD in business administration.
Right. That's good. So you really done something. You've advanced yourself.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done. Yeah, and I know you were in ministry as well.
Yeah.
You used to doing that?
Yeah, I still do that, but mostly it's just online through Instagram. So
yeah. Congratulations. I'm glad that you took my advice on board. I wish you all the best in the future.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good evening. So Bamidele approached me a few years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago, and he said he was looking for a wife. Yes. And I said to him, we talked, we chatted back and forth. He told me he had a passion for being in ministry and everything, but he didn't have his own place. He was living at home. I told him he was not ready for marriage. And I told him he needed to be more financially secured before you can marry. And I'm glad he took that advice on board. And it's always better for you to develop yourself. It just gives you more respect as a man. You don't want to go and marry and take your wife to your father's house in the diaspora. No way. No woman even want that. So I'm glad he took the advice on board. Yeah, so well done to you, Bamidele. I've got Amoye Skana. Hello, Amoye. Amoye, you're on mute.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hello, sweetie.
How now? Another
I'm
great
fine.
talk today. Almost.
Thank
My head is
you.
full of knowledge. Thanks so much for sharing this. This is amazing. So make I speak pidgin, I beg. Now you
Oh,
go
yeah,
speak
go on
now.
now. We dey like pigeon.
So you know wetin? Me never marry. Oh, I see they look. I see they search. I be sapiosexual. Whoever is listening, sapiosexual here.
Oh my God, this professor she's shooting her shots.
I'm telling you.
Are you
Why you
your face now? They don't see your face. How you will take they shoot your shot when your face? So many people comment section don't let me rest since. One guy saying they find wife, two people don't say that they find wife. You know, put your face. You go put your face now. Now you they talk.
my
You say be
face now? Beautiful
psychosexual.
wear lines.
Oh yeah, make we see you. Put your face. That's better. That's better. You got a pretty face.
Hey, well, hey, thank the Lord. So,
Okay.
what I want to say is this:
Uh-huh.
communication, no understanding. Me, I know, say that one. I guess it does work for a relationship. And again, transformation of the mind. You have to be able to transform your mind. And I personally feel that before you marry, you must know who you are. Know who you are, understand who you are. If you don't have an understanding of who you are, really, you can't understand, you can't have an idea of a type of person you want to be with. That's just a fact, So that now waiting me feel, I don't know anything, me, I'm just saying my own. I don't know. Now I know rich now they talk. So you must understand who you are and what your values are. Know what you want, and understanding and communication with whoever it is you're dealing with, so you can have an idea of where you're going, where you're starting from. Because like a few callers have mentioned before, love is a feeling. It only lasts for a temporary period of time. But if you have an understanding and you have the right communication, I think that it will be better. Now, going to Nigerian men, the way Nigerian people are raised. The men are raised in such a way that they're told that you're the man, you're the traditional man. I've had a man tell me before, my mom, she never had any ambition. So she was the one that did all the cooking. She did all the this. She never bought any property behind my father's back. In fact, she tried it. The guy had a very, very small way of looking at women and the type of person he wanted to be with. So I told him, I said, you're looking for a slave. You're not looking for a wife. And I'm not a slave. With all this education that I've accumulated for myself and all the self-awareness, you think I would just come and just dash it away? I want to be happy too. And that, I think, is the problem why a lot of Nigerian marriages are not succeeding. It's not even just in Obodo. It is even happening in Nigeria because guess what? The world has become a global village, right? Everybody, the knowledge is out there. So if you're not teaching yourself, you're not training yourself, guess what? You're losing, man, big time. And then some Nigerian men here, they don't treat their Nigerian wives well. I'm sorry. They don't. They will treat their foreign wives better than Nigerian women. I've seen it.
You they jump. Now the topic for Sunday be that. Why you they jump?
Okay, sorry now. Sorry. Okay, no vex. I apologize.
Husband for you just now for comment section. They don't find husband for you.
Hey, who be nasapio? He get nasapiosexual. In brain sharp.
Whether it's a possession, no possession, they don't fire. He said a traditional man. He said a traditional man, we don't find one for you. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't make correct sense. Everybody for comment section say they say you fine and you sabi book. You know book, you get sense and you find join them.
Thank you.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so that's, I believe that, make I not talk the one way you go talk next week. So make I change the subject about that one. We'll focus on this one when they ground. But we'll focus on this one. So now wetin me believe say, without that understanding between men and women, without that understanding, the relationship will get as it be. You know, if they ask for, corn and I now lay this thing cassava I get for my hand, not be cassava I go give you. Now wetin I get I go give you. I not go give you wetin I no get. So as people, man or woman, love yourself, understand who you are, and also be open to changing, open to throwing away certain values or principles that are not working. If you know they work, throw away. They only kind of go church. Throw away the
people they match you with traditional man, because traditional man come here. The last show we did on Wednesday, he came here and he said some things where he said some people for comment section does a fighter. But you know what? Oh, yeah, I feel good right now. I feel really good. He come back today, he say he don't think the matter. Because maybe they tell us that when they say he want the kind of marriage when parents get. Say the time parents, father do this, mama do this. And in the America now tell and say, that one no go work. You know go work. He come back today saying he can't think and say true. That one no go work. I say, yeah! Now we call the clap for him. Everybody they talk say we want match make una.
It depends. So if you still want traditional woman for inside mind, though, if you talk and say I've changed.
We shock what he got talk this evening. He talk say, he said that can't no go work. Say we need to adapt, we need to change. So all those things in think and where say reflect. There's nothing as powerful as somebody that can reflect. Because when you can reflect, only you go to correct yourself. Only you go see what you do when you not do well. Only you go to think, what can I do better next time? Only you go to learn and you go to, you go to change by yourself.
Yes.
So, in fact, the thing shocked us today. Yeah. So you say make they know make them know yourself as a woman and as a man before you go even think of marriage. And not only know yourself, me I go out say love yourself too. Some people don't love themselves, they look for people.
Now be the cassava and corn now. You not get love, but how you won't give what you no get? It's not possible. So you have to love yourself. If for instance, me I dey travel, I go travel, just think which country, bam, buy ticket, come out, take care of myself, get massage, go spa, do all the nice things for myself. Why? Because I love myself. So when I marry, guess what? My husband go understand, say this woman no dey take herself play. Ma leave am, because now there they fit take clear my mind, do what I need to do, go gym to keep my mind sharp. So you, as a partner, you go understand, say this woman now this kind of person it be. And just like you, I be romantic at heart. I love romance.
Yeah,
I love her. Oh, bring the chocolate, bring the flower. The little things now they make me happy.
Oh yes. Now so most women.
Yeah, because women naturally we're selfless. That's how God created us. We're selfless. We're ready to give everything. We're ready to sacrifice everything. But the problem we're having as women, right? Cultural women, African women, is that you don't find men that have trained their minds like that too. You're finding men that are choosing to remain like their fathers. Me, I can't marry my father. I can't marry someone like my father. I can't.
Somebody look like for that last video. He said, I love my parents. They had a great marriage, but I don't want the kind of marriage my parents had.
I don't want it. I don't want, because my dad was a tradicoco man. Tradicoco. Did not allow my mother work, even though my mom owned the business. At the end of the day, thank God the woman owned the business. So because it was the business that saved us. Bang, bang. Do you understand? So for me, what I'm looking for, I don't want someone like my father. I like some of his principles because I took some of those principles. He was a man of integrity and hard work, right? I took those. I took the good part of it. But I don't want to be with a man like my father who doesn't believe that a woman can aspire. Oh, hell no. you know. So for me, it's more about, do you understand yourself? Do you know, and have your own relationship with God, please. Have your own relationship with God, because if someone has their own personal relationship with God, they will have an understanding. They will know how to relate with you. They will know how to speak with you. You know what I mean? They will know when to
Where are you
forgive.
located? Some people are very interested in you. The more you talk, the more appealing you are, because your head correct where. Now US you dey now,
my head is swear, my head. Yeah, now US I did, California.
Which state today? California. Send me email after this one. Send me email. See my email address. You know my email, but don't even connect at
I don't know
gmail.com. So they talk, they go. Now you get
so me believe say now wetin dey cause the problem with that. And if Nigerian men come, you see, to get African woman are gold though. When you get African woman are gold, and I'm not just putting our hand because we are women though. Having an African woman is gold. Because guess what? I have friends, white friends, that are married to Nigerian women, other African. If you say that they cherish the women, if you they only take them play. Do you understand? They only take them because when they go, they talk the values when they see for the woman, and waiting, they don't even say they know before they can't know and they understand. I mean, it blows my mind. Meanwhile, African man go marry African woman, he go do anyhow. You go yeah. Some of them go date African women for years. They're not gonna marry them. They'll come abandon them, go Nigeria, or go back to their country, go marry a wife, come. Then the woman will come deal with them, show them pepper, divide their property into half. Then they'll come, they talk, say women are bad, but you don't forget the sin when you commit.
Nelson, I dey see you, Etel and Barry, I dey see you now. Wait, make I tell you. I dey try to bring my family, get one of my family member for this London, where exactly what you talk to Aputora. Beautiful girl. Guess what? If they date one guy, if I talk the tribe, now all of them will walk out my head off for comment section. It's not about the tribe. All of them, when they follow me, I know they do all those tribalism. No consign me. And people, they behave badly. They get bad people for every tribe. They get good people for every tribe. So I'll not be about it. But the point be say, they date my family member, They date together, she get belle for him. They never marry. She even bring her, go introduced to me as a fiancé. Which is say, okay, maybe as he get belle, they won't born first before they marry. She just born pikin, never reach 2 weeks. This guy go Nigeria, go do wedding with another person.
Very common.
I share her story for here. This will not be said and tell me. Now somebody will be member of my family, my niece. He go do wedding with another person, carry all the money, everything, run go Nigeria. No, it be hit money, can't run go Nigeria. He buy car for the girl, buy house, do everything. Before you know, they ball. You know, say if you carry money go Nigeria, everybody go be your friend.
Oh my God, dollar now you change them. 500 naira now. So
Obodo na you for come, they help am. When the money finish, fight starts. Work no day, business, everything flop. The woman drive him, the girl. Now this Instagram girl, he drive him. Now they call this my family member. Now they beg. Say I beg. I say, if they call you beg, say make you do waiting.
Exactly.
When he leave you, he just born picking. The children were less than 1 month old. Twins.
Wow.
Twins. The children are like maybe 13 years or 12 years now. He go Nigeria, go marry another person. She said when she hears say marry, no tell her more. Because if he don't introduce that girl to Ram, say na his sister.
Now what that they do be that? Now wait till I get friend when happen to.
When they do all the shopping, she even they go.
Yes,
they
now.
do shopping for him. Say his niece won't marry. In the tell her say na his sister picking. Say his mama no day. You know as mama died, they take her as picking so that she no go feel lonely, no go miss him mama. No say na wife when won't marry. You go do wedding. Yeah. When somebody tell her say no be your guy they marry, so she almost die. He say Auntie B the trauma was up. I don't know say I go recover. Today now, cut a long story short, the guy they call her for Nigeria, they beg him for money.
No be if they happen to I don't happen to person where me know for years.
Instagram years. Come on. Say no marry again, say no get money. Don't dump him.
Okay. So that one go. So that one now, man, no, he go now, he go say women not good. Now so he go talk based on the experience when he costs for himself. Meanwhile, they're not gonna know say he don't date better woman before. right? When you abandon, now waiting most of these African brothers they do be that too. I don't go lie you. I don't me get friends when it happen to. Yes, the man abandon and go.
She give her money. Tell me saying give her say he pity for her. Say he say if you send to seafood chop safe. You know you don't get paper before you run.
Now.
Meanwhile, all the deals we do for you, they find out if you come here now from airports, they go carry and go jail. So you know if you come back.
Of course. That's not the thing.
Now they frustrated.
Now wetin go happen be that now. Because that's the problem. See, if you know yourself, if you know what you they look for, right? Find the one. If you know say a traditional person you they look for, go find her. Go meet the person. You understand?
Yeah.
If you know, know the type of person when you deal with, not come spoil person life, especially your own go good. Because there's another flip side to that. Now, most of those men go come now, they complain, say women are bad, but you don't, the one you do for back, one thing when they nurse wound for what you do. You know, so for me, I never married before, but for the one when I know, the small when I know, and plus friends when I don't see, when their relationship they work. And the ones when they very honest, when they tell me the truth, because I get friends from and again, Nigerian women, they don't they tell each other the truth.
No,
Nigerian women too secretive. Me I say me again. Secret toto. So it's true now. Secretive. Nobody, you know, the ones when me know, not true. The people when be my friends for year, when they marry, you know, it be foreigners, they will tell me say na like this, na like this. Now I tell no, say na so they be. Their marriages are working. Why? Because they prioritize each other. They understand each other's love languages. They know what this one wants and what this one does not. It now becomes like clockwork for them. They do what each other likes. So they're not just lovers, they're friends.
Yeah, they say when you marry, it's not about you again, it's about the other person.
Exactly.
You
know,
the other person.
So now that I mean, now the small change when I get with that too. I not be expert to maybe they not chop me for chat session.
No,
I not be expert
to. Everybody they praise you. Oh my, you try. Fine, babe. That's a fine. That's a clean. You be nurse. Now nurse you be as
no, I not be nurse so nurse qua. I not be nurse so. I be lawyer in training.
You be lawyer in training. All those books where you read, so you go use them well. You go use them to find better husband.
Amen. No, naive.
You do well. Later, I don't put my email address.
Amen. I beg. So come correct too. Not come turn me to slave. I not there. You go cook, I go cook. We go change them. You go sweep, I go sweep. Now so one hand wash the other hand. Not come you go they say what do you know how to cook. Thank you so much, Sister Bree.
You don't make me laugh. Say,
I love you.
I love you, Peter.
100 times over.
Oh, thank you, my love. Talk to you soon.
Right, then.
Next time, show your face. Not hide yourself. Oh, on Sunday.
Okay,
I want to see you on Sunday.
I go next time. I go make up. I go ready.
Make up.
I go wear suits. I go wear suits.
Oh my God, very funny young lady, beautiful girl. Thank you, Nestle, for holding on. How are you?
No, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Nelson. Sorry for the wait.
No worries. Sorry, I'm so sorry for calling him back again, but I just felt like I needed to kind of defend the stay-at-home moms because I think I'm somewhat of a traditional man. I think anyway, because my wife stays at home. You know, we both live in London. It's not like we live outside London somewhere. So we both live in London. We've got 2 children, you know, and I think the part that got me the most is when people say things like they don't want to be a slave, you know, using that word slave.
No.
I get what they're coming from, but
no, that's not what people said. Yeah. What we said is that it's okay for you to want a stay-at-home mom, but this has to be negotiated before the marriage. Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Like you take a professional woman who wants to work and then you make her to stay at home because you want to stay out. It's something that both of you need to agree on before you get into the marriage. That's just it.
Yeah. I do agree with that. But I think it's the description that I've got a problem with, because when you say things like a slave, it does have a strong connotation to it.
No.
It's deeper than that. You have to remember that, because we're in the West. For example, if someone was to, I don't know, another person that's not Nigerian, that doesn't understand the meaning behind why we say slave, they will hear and be like, oh, are these guys referring to themselves as slaves? But
No, no, no,
in
no, no,
my
no.
opinion, I think stay-at-home moms are to me, my wife does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
For us, we did agree for her to be at home, and it makes sense for us because I said to her, look, we can either pay that 1,200 to a childminder, or you put that in your SIP and your ISA. You've got a
yeah,
choice. Do you
yeah.
understand what
But
I mean?
I mean, if
And
you're
that,
doing it because it makes financial reason to
yeah,
do it
yeah,
because your children are young, then that makes sense. It
yeah.
doesn't mean that your children are grown. She's still going to stay at home.
Oh no! To be honest, it's completely her choice. If she wants to say,
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't have a
yeah.
problem with that, and I
Yeah,
don't
you
want
didn't
other
make that.
women.
This was, I mean, this was something you agreed on because
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what's better for you. So that's fine.
Yeah, and I don't want women to look at these things and then think that they're slaves. You're not slaves. For all the
Mhm.
stay-at-home moms out there, you are doing a great job because my wife homeschools and we're in London. We decided to not send our children to the conventional education because homeschooling means that we're selective about how we educate our children, how whatever we teach them. That's what these things, just like you said, anyway, we did decide on that. So I'm just saying that so women are not forcing themselves to just take up a job that they don't like, but just
Mhm.
because they don't want to be embarrassed that other women that are saying that, oh, you're a slave for staying at home. I
But
just
let
want
me ask
people to be
you,
clear. Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. I'll ask you lastly because I got a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah, sure.
waiting. Do you make enough for the family alone?
100%. I make enough for me to put in the ISAs, all
Oh,
three of
that's
them,
good.
and
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, brilliant.
So
Whatever works for your family. Yeah.
exactly. That's for me. I make enough. I'm not in the 100K. Just
Mhm.
saying that. But
Yeah.
because we've got our finances in a place where the extra that we get, we can always split it between the four of us. Why
Yeah.
not? Because at the end
Okay.
of the day, people have this misconception that when you're in the West, to be able to live a lavish life or a good life, you have to make it 80K. I know people that make 70, 80K and they're in 30K debt. It makes no
Yeah.
difference. If you
Yeah.
don't have your finances in order, you will still suffer even if you're making a lot of money. But just for the women out there, don't feel like just because you're here and you're stay at home mom, you're being a slave. No. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. My wife on the side, she bakes, she does hair, she does other things that she finds joy in. She still homeschool our children. She still has, but I'll probably say I do a lot of cooking at home because that's just my own thing. But she does other things that I think are great.
Yeah.
And the other part is I think that the lady that just spoke prior to me,
Yeah, Connor.
um
Yeah.
yeah, I think when she said, get stories about men leaving and going to Nigeria and marrying a new wife, there's always
Mhm.
an exception you have to remember there's always an exception to the rule.
No, she's not
I
everyone she's talking about. She's not talking about everyone.
Not everyone, but
Not
there's
only
some
some
women, yeah,
cases.
there's some
Yeah.
women, yeah. But
Yeah.
I
Thank you
know
very
people
much,
best.
Nancy.
Yeah,
I have to let you go now
no
because I
worries,
got
no worries.
quite a lot of people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, as long as you guys understand each other, as being a stay-at-home mom is something you have to negotiate. And if your wife is happy, then it's fine. What people are querying is, meeting somebody who's a career woman. She has no interest in being a stay-at-home mom, and you make them stay at home because this is what you want. That's the only thing that people are querying. I've got Barry. Hello, Barry.
Hi, Auntie B. Good afternoon, or rather, good evening.
You're welcome, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
All right.
Sorry, I just got out of work now, so I feel they sound somehow.
Yeah.
Going straight to the point. You've given an array of reasons um, why marriages fail, but there's a tendency for topics like this to turn into a gender war, like, oh, na man cause am, oh, na woman cause am. So we could just keep them objective. One of the major reasons for me why marriages fail is mostly new marriages is impatience on the part of both parties, one or both parties. Nobody is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever there's an issue, you got to give room. You have to give room for people to adjust, for people to change. It's not applicable to everybody, but I feel that a lot of people do not have patience at all. Everybody is quick to hit let's pull the plug. Let's just pull the plug and let's move on.
Yeah.
After all, and that is not good.
Yeah.
Another reason that comes to mind is your circle of friends. Your
Yeah.
circle of friends play a very, very vital role in the success or failure of your marriage. If I hang out with if I hang out with single guys, I'm a married guy and I'm hanging out with single guys who party club, who are still in the highway relationship kind of thing. There's no way, there's no partner that would feel comfortable with that kind of thing at all. So that's my 2 cents on one of the reasons why marriages fail.
Thank you very much, Barry.
Thumbs up all the way.
Your network is breaking up quite badly, Barry. I guess you're on the road, so yeah. But we heard you. Thank you very much for contributing, and yeah, thanks for joining us. So US Team E, I don't know if you are just joining us, yeah, but I will appreciate if you know what's going on here before you jump to your critic, being a critic. He's not complaining. The former guy that called in, he'd already called in before and had quite a lot to say. And I had to let him go because I got other people. I need to manage my time effectively. So please, I've got people waiting. I can't have one person calling in many times and not allowing other people to have their say. So I beg, free me. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Auntie Bridget. Good morning. Oh, well, good morning from Australia.
Australia. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Can you turn the volume of your device down?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I always listen to you when I'm at work. So I work night shift and I'm always like hours on my phone. Well, nice to be on board. Well, I'm definitely not Nigerian, so I'm just gonna speak from non-Nigerian background.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not married at the moment, but I am engaged to be married. I would have been married, but due to COVID, everything is on delay. I'd like to say that I believe some marriages fail because people have no reason to fight for whatever it may be. Like what I've seen from my own parents, I mean, I can only use them as an example. My mom and dad, they're totally, different in characters, but it seems to always work so well. My mom, she's a very quiet lady. My dad is like, it's like the crazy one. But because of my mom's characteristic, my dad always seems to come to his senses and realize what he has done is wrong. And he'll come and apologize, even to my mom, even to us as his children. And, whenever I look at my dad, I say, wow, I want a husband like that, even though he's wrong, but who'll come back to his senses and who'll come and apologize. So I feel like, in marriages, if really there's no communication, you feel like what you're always doing, or what you're always saying is the way it should go, then, nothing is ever going to work. And, and also we're supposed to be the strength in our partners. So for example, if your partner has some anger management, you're supposed to somehow show him that kind of love and kindness. And then, come to a moment where you will now communicate with him, darling, the way you raise this issue or the way you communicated with me, I don't like it. Like they say, opposite attracts, and, finally, I just want to say my experience from my Nigerian friends who are here in Australia, I really, love Nigerian people. When they visit me over for, like friends gathering, something like that, I realized, my male friends, the houses are so clean and tidy. They're hardworking. They always cook these Nigerian foods. And I said, wow, my culture is so different though. In my country. I wouldn't really want to say it.
You don't want to say. I think
Sorry?
Yeah, you Ghanaian.
No, I'm from East Africa. I wasn't raised there. I was born, but I wasn't raised. My parents are Sudanese, but I wasn't raised there. I was actually raised in Australia and in Egypt. And so I really appreciate those, Nigerian men. When I look at them, I say, wow, I wish some of my brothers in my culture could actually step up, and be like them, because that's why a lot of African girls, let me say here, are attracted to Nigerian guys, because they really show this image. And I have a lot of conversation about them, about marriage and things like that. And my friends, they're very open-minded. They themselves, they disagree with the way, Nigerian culture, are. And as their friend, they always, appreciate me when I achieve something. They always congratulate me. They always, push me to do more. So, when I hear a lot of this, like some people have this negative mindset about Nigerian guys, I'm like, well, my experience is very different. I don't know. Maybe Nigerian men in UK, in USA, there's something wrong with their brains, but the one in Australia, we really appreciate them and we really love them.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. You're welcome. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night. I hope you end up with a good Nigerian man. One thing I've found is that non-Nigerian women always appreciate Nigerian men more. Correct me if I'm wrong. We Nigerian women have a very high expectations. Like because we give a lot, we expect a lot. But you know what I've come to find out? Men from other African countries are not even near what Nigerian men bring to the table. Let's be honest. Nigerian men compared to other African, she says she's from somewhere in East Africa. Nigerian men are much, they try. Not all of them, but most of them, they try. Yeah. Like she was saying that some of them will not even do half of the things that Nigerian men do. So sometimes the good ones, make we appreciate them. Nigerian women have a very high expectation of Nigerian men. That's I know. Hello, Mark.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm all right.
It's nice to speak with you.
Thank you. Where are you joining us from, Mark?
I'm from Lagos.
Oh, you're in Lagos.
Yep.
Hi, is Ninja.
Well, ups and downs.
So glad to have somebody from Nigeria. I've never had anybody calling from Nigeria. How far now? What's it happen?
We do.
Now, what did they do for that side? That man, we go.
Let's not even go there.
Welcome, my brother. Oh yeah, what do you want?
Thanks. So I think like I have a theory. I think everybody can agree that no marriage is perfect, right? I think that's something that we can all agree, no matter how different our opinions are. Everybody will always say no marriage is perfect. So I think the reasons why a lot of marriages struggle. If I was having a conversation with a young colleague who is just like 32 and he just got divorced after 2 years of marriage, and these are Nigerians who not like abroad or anything.
Because anyhow now, the way Nigerians because for Nigeria now, the thing self the fear person.
So I think my theory is nobody really knows what they are willing to live with for the rest of their life in terms of the compromise. So I mean, no marriage. I'm sure you've seen pictures of old people, like 80-year-old, 90-year-old couple, and they look so happy. But if you really look deeper, you probably see, the man has been a very unfaithful husband when he was young, or even beat her when he was young. But because they just managed to struggle and stay true, and then you look at them at old age, and everything looks perfect. But it's just that maybe the woman was okay with that compromise of living with somebody who had many concubines. So she was ready to live with that compromise. And then that marriage can last for 50 years. But I think what's happening now is that people are getting more and more exposed, and they realize that, you can get more out of your life, and they are willing to compromise less. I mean, you can compromise, which is fine, but sometimes that compromise is not worth it. So you don't really know what you can take or not take until you get married to somebody. And
you are faced with it, you never know what you can tolerate.
You never know. And I think some people might be lucky, you just get mad with somebody. It's just like until you get married, you can never really tell. And that's where you now really decide, okay, I don't think I can live like this. And the more exposed you are, the more you realize that you can achieve more. Maybe it's the marriage that is holding you down. And then you say, but this thing is the rest of your life. So that's the other thing. Are you ready to spend the rest of your life with this compromise? It might be maybe compromise of children, compromise of a cheating partner, compromise of you being the breadwinner as a woman, or all those things. But we all say, marriage is not perfect, but what level of imperfection are you ready to live with? So I think that's the biggest challenge. And sometimes people are lucky, they just get matched with people. There are some women that are very comfortable, they don't mind their men going outside, sleep around, but it's as long as he comes back. And that's the happy marriage for her. But for someone else, that level of compromise is not available. It's a no-no. So I think sometimes we don't even know the level of compromise we're willing to take. I think a lot of older marriages, traditional marriages, a lot of women were living with a lot of things that people cannot live with today. It's just like the feminist movement in America, how it started. Somebody wrote a book, and a lot of women realized that the lives they were living was less than, like, they were not living up to their potential. And that's what started the feminist movement. A lot of them realized they were just living as women at home and doing nothing yet. So it's when you realize that you can achieve more, you feel you now realize you can't compromise on certain things. So I think it's very, no matter how much communication, sometimes it might not work. Some people might need to get married once, 2, 3 times to really get it right. So
we pray that we don't get married 2, 3 times, but sometimes you never plan this thing, like you said.
Nobody know, but I'm saying for
we
some.
don't turn to, what's his name, FFK, before we'll get it right.
I think that was
the next one. We don't want to be serial marriage people, marrying different people every year.
No, I think that one, maybe there's a bit of mental.
I think, my brother,
mental healing that needs to happen.
His village people need to prayer meeting for him. They need to do a village meeting for him. You should stop disgracing his village.
It's just the same thing I say. Maybe the women he's meeting are not ready to compromise with that kind of.
You see the kind of woman he's carrying up. I can see the one he don't go carry now. One small girl. That girl is not up to 30. He don't go carry at his age. How is it going to work? Then he will start controlling her. It won't work now. You see that the one is carried now. He always likes very young girls. And when the girls start to rebel now, he go start to beat them. Wahala go shele. Before you know, the girl don't run. You know.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mark. You do well, though. You don't marry.
Yeah, I'm married like 10 years now.
And you guys are happy?
Well, like you said, nothing is perfect. But yes, we are fine.
I want to hear you talk, say, I'm happy, but I don't know if she's happy. You have to ask her.
Yeah, we are fine. We are fine.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Keep doing your work. Do all the things that you're supposed to do, and just help her so that, because women will not really like divorce. Not be say we like divorce, but it gets to a point where woman don't take them again. You think about your sanity, your peace of mind, your happiness. When a woman checks out of a marriage or a relationship emotionally, it's difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I think women can take a lot. That's why all the older marriages, like that we think were very good marriages, a lot of them were just women who were just ready to accept a lot of stuff. I think that's
our mothers. Another thing is, a lot of our mothers, why those marriages lasted long was that they turned all their affection on their children. They don't forget the man.
Exactly.
So everything was. That's why they were overprotected. Their children is their life. You understand?
Yeah. So so that's the same thing we're saying. Is the compromise. They're ready to compromise on whether it was romance or love or whatever you call love or whatever it is. So they're ready to compromise that and ready to live with that for the rest of their life. So that's the other thing that we keep forgetting. Is so are you ready to live like that for the rest of your life? Or a young girl today will be like, why would I for the whole of my life just be living for my children? What about me? So if you're not ready to make that compromise, then that's usually shy. But sometimes you don't know until you enter the marriage. So
thank you so much, man. I really value your contribution. Help us greet a co. Make everybody thank you very much. Thank you. I've got Etel. Etel has been waiting for some time now. Let me add Etel. And then lastly, Renee.
Morgana, I've been waiting too much.
Etel. Yes. Let me call you the way we call it in Nigeria, Etel.
Etel, I know. I was in Nigeria. They were calling me Etel.
That's why we call it in Nigeria, is Etel.
I know. I lived in Nigeria for some time. My father was teaching there.
All right. Okay. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in the US. I'm from Ghana.
Go on.
Yeah. So, it is the divorce rate is everywhere. In Ghana, it's very high. It's very, very high. And when they did statistics last year, it was women going in for divorce, citing abuse and infidelity. And the thing is this, for how long, if marriage is not perfect, we all know, for how long, what's the level of imperfection that this woman can endure? You understand? So you hear compromise, women compromise. For how long? For how long? I've been married with my husband in the US we have 3 children for almost 15 years now, and we are very, very happy. Very, very happy. Because last time I asked my husband, I said, why are there so many divorces among Africans over here? He said, because of ego. The African man ego. If they can tone it down a little bit. Right now is teamwork. Right now is partnership. You understand? It's a teamwork deal that both of you work together. Look, this COVID, I was at home because of it affected my job. I wasn't working, so I was taking care of the kids at home. As Nelson said, traditional woman. My husband put the finances, his money, everything inside my hand. You understand? At that moment, take over. And that's it. So if you talk about traditional men, most of this, if you can say the truth, in Niger and in Ghana, in African country, when you see housewife, most of them, you know it's a housewife because the hair is unkempt, no better clothes. You can see that woman is suffering because you need to ask money. So if you're a traditional man, make sure the woman has the finances in her hand. Because in Oyibo land, the white woman stay at home, doesn't go and ask the husband, I need money to do my hair, I need money to do my nails, I need money to do this. No. Last time New York Times did some research. They said if you should pay women who are housewives a yearly basis, they'll be making over $100 and something thousand a year.
That's the most difficult job. Being a stay-at-home mom.
It's very, you know what? You know, Obodo, I can't wait to go to work. I can't wait to go to work. Oh, I can't wait. Right now, my husband comes Monday. I am with the kids Monday to Thursday. On Friday is his job to take care of the kids to Sunday for me to rest, for me to get my sanity back. So as I'm talking right now, I can hear the children shouting downstairs. Their papa they control them. You understand?
Your pigeon says sound like Niger pigeon. This one
I know. I live there. I live there, so now their papa they control them. They do everything. Then on Sunday is my job. In the evening is my job to continue. You understand? It's a teamwork deal. There's nothing like I'm a man. So what I say is final in my house. We don't do that. So there was a time my husband didn't have a job. You didn't even know he didn't have a job. You understand? Because we meet each other. You understand? We meet each other. We are together. We are together. So it's so hard. I remember one of my husband's friend was coming here and he said, oh, what do you want me to learn? What are you going to tell me about America and the marriage? I had the more divorce. And he said, you know what? Leave your African man ego in the trash in Ghana.
Yeah.
And come to America with a new mindset. Okay, new mindset to know that you're going to work with your partner. You're going to respect. Forget that men need respect. Women too need respect. You're going to respect. So you guys are working as a team. And one thing that somebody said that I was thinking about it. You know, my husband's friend are married men. He stopped talking to them because when they come to our house and see the system of unity and peace, they think I'm controlling him.
Yes, that's
so he stopped going to. And so you married men, be scared of married men, not single men. Married men that you guys come to the house and come and think. My brother-in-law came to my house. My husband was taking the trash whilst I was cooking, and my husband took the trash. He said, "I'm controlling my husband."
That's what they do in Nigeria. Once you live in peace with your husband, they will say, "Oti Jeff4."
Yeah, so we don't go and no. So my husband doesn't do that. You know, it doesn't do that. And so we should be very, very, very careful. Marriage is very good. And if you're a man that you want peace, make sure you create a peaceful environment. Make sure you come with peace. You don't demand anything. The world has changed. And parents, please, when you're raising sons, Obodo, I know you're raising sons. Me too, I'm raising sons. We have to do a better job. We have to do a better job and let them know so that they will not dwell on their ego. I will not stay long. All I'm saying is marriage is a teamwork. If you're a man and you think you are a traditional man, please make sure you give access to the woman to the finances. Not when you'll be taking $20, take, go and buy. You see some traditional men will be doing the grocery. They will be doing the grocery. The woman will not even get pin to wear clothes or to do hair. So if you're a traditional man, make sure, because Oyibo way be traditional man, the wife is in total control of the finances. And if you want peace, make sure you bring peace and stop the abuse, because our culture and the way we preach about religion has created more narcissistic African men than ever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ethel. Lastly, before I let you go, is your husband Ghanaian?
Yes, he's a Ghanaian.
He needs to be teaching other men like him, because
he doesn't talk.
No, because you know what? I feel like we need to hear more from good men like that who have sense, common sense about how this marriage business is done in the Obodo Igbo. You understand? We need to. We really need to. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's a very good guy. He always tell me he doesn't want to die of blood pressure, as in thinking I'm a man for everything. So I remember when we are doing anything in the house, he'd be like, Ethel, come and sit down. I say, you are the head now. Which head? Come and sit down in this house. There's no head. Let's think together. So that we're all going to have the blood pressure together. So together we are units. We are units.
Thank you. Please help us thank him for representing the culture well. We thank
all right him. Tonight I go give him good job for you.
Give
now.
Him good job.
I go dance Shakara for bed for him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. He said tonight I will give him good job. Thank you, US Team E, for your super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, this one, his husband need to show other men know how to live that mentality in Nigeria and Ghana. Thank you so much, Etta. Your husband is a good man. We appreciate good men. Hello, Renee.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm all right, sweetie. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. So I've been listening to your show, and I just wanted to say the last call, I agree with most of what she has said. I am married to a Nigerian. I am a housewife, but I wanted to talk about the breakdown of marriage and why I think there is such a big issue with marriages in the 21st century in comparison to, you know, our grandparents and our great-grandparents.
Yes,
and I
very quickly, because we're rounding up now.
I'll be very quick. And I think in terms of us as Christians, the way the Bible is taught now, in terms of how men and women should be, I think there's definitely a lack of correct teaching, because, you know, the Bible teaches us how we as wives should be, and it also teaches how men should be. And for a lot of us Christians, we are not actually following biblical principles when it comes to marriages. And I believe that is a part of the reason why there is such a breakdown. For example, for myself, my mom wasn't married when she had me, so I am not learning how to be a wife from my mom. I'm having to pick from different sources. You know, likewise, my husband, his parents weren't married, so he's having to pick from different sources. So what happens is you have a generation of young people who are married or want to be married, but they don't actually know how to be married. They don't know how to be a wife. They don't know how to be husbands. So what would be good is if going forward, especially for those that come from a Christian background, if we could actually look back on the biblical principles of marriage and really learn from that and actually bring it forward into what we have now, if that makes any sense.
But you know one thing, Renee, it's one thing to know what the biblical what the Bible is telling us, or what the biblical interpretation is of marriage. But it's another thing for you to demonstrate it in your day-to-day simple things. Day-to-day life is another thing. That's
agree.
Why I say being a Christian doesn't make you a good husband.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But I think it was just for people that you know, come from that Christian background. But being a good wife and being a good husband, it goes so far beyond you know, the church, beyond Islam, beyond all of these religions. It actually requires friendship, it requires communication, it
Yeah.
requires the willingness to compromise, and to also understand that compromising is not always a bad thing. Because you might compromise something today and it actually be far more beneficial for you in the future than you would have ever imagined.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, like practical things, give us a few examples of how you demonstrate, or you and your husband, the things that he does to show that, it's practical Christianity, isn't it?
Yes. So, for example, for us, we communicate quite a lot. There was a time when, for example, my husband, he wasn't working and I was as you would say, the main breadwinner. During that process, it would have been very easy for me to, got on my high horse and, I earn more, so you can't, have any form of input. But what I did at that point was I handed him my credit card, and I allowed him to be involved in the financial decisions that we had to make, because we were living together. So it was no longer me and my money, it was our money. And what do you think we should do with this? Do you think it's necessary for us to buy this? And the table has turned, because in life the table always turns. Today you might be on top, and then tomorrow situations might change, and you never know. So you don't want to treat someone ill and then the table turns and then you expect that person to now treat you well. So for me, I am treated well as a wife because I have had the choice whether I want to work or not.
Yeah.
You understand? I could work if I wanted to, and I could earn a pretty decent amount. But
do you work?
Do I work? No, I don't. I have side businesses, but I don't classify them as work because they are so ad hoc that I don't even count them as work.
But do you have income from them?
Oh yeah, I do have an income, but as I said,
that's what's important. You don't have to have it 9 to 5.
No.
Everything is about bringing in income. That's what we said.
And for my husband as well, whenever he gets paid, he always makes sure that I have money to spend. He always gives me money and says, you know what, here's your money to do whatever you want with it. But even if I spend all that money, I still have access to his accounts. So if I needed more, I will get it. And I think that came from how I treated him during that time when he wasn't working.
And before you treated him like that, prior to when he wasn't working, you were together, right?
Yeah, we were together, but we didn't live together.
You didn't live together, and
no. And
how did he treat you before then? Before he lost his job?
So before he lost his job, he used to give me. So at the time we were young, we didn't really have much money. So at the time he would give me £20 a month, and I remember I'm not Nigerian, so when I first got that £20, I thought, well, why are you giving me that? I have a job, you have a job, we're not earning a large amount of money, but okay, thank you, I guess.
Is he Nigerian, your husband?
He is.
Oh, okay. And where are you from, Renee?
Jamaica.
Oh, okay. So you're not used to a man giving you money?
No, because I also wasn't raised with a man in the home, so my mom wasn't married to my dad.
Right. So you were surprising that he was giving you money.
Yes, I was, but for me, the reason why I am, I guess, so submissive to my husband is because I was raised by my grandma. And although my grandma's husband passed away when, she herself was still very young, she didn't marry, but she was very submissive to her husband. And my grandma was also quite submissive to my mom. And it was just through my grandma raising me and me hearing stories about, her and her husband, like if they had a disagreement, she always said to me, Renee, never let the sun go down when you and your husband had a disagreement, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason why I am the way I am now is because of my grandma, and also because of the way my husband, he treated me back then. And this was before we were even married.
That's the key. That's what I was looking for. Because thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate your contribution, and I wish you the very best in your marriage. Yeah, I'm glad that your Nigerian husband is treating you well.
He's not too bad. I've heard stories about Nigerian men, but to be honest with you, mine is the opposite. So I'm grateful.
Most Nigerian men are good. The stories is just the minority. The bad ones always get, and bad news always travel far.
I'll tell you this one thing. Sorry to continue. One thing before I go. when people first found out my husband was Nigerian, I remember this one lady, Jamaican lady, said, "Why would he choose a Nigerian? Because they're so abusive, they beat their wives." And I just thought, I don't know what Nigerian man you've met, but the one that I know and the ones that I know, they are not like that. They are actually very nice people.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Renee. And I wish you the very best in your marriage.
Thank you so much.
Right. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah. So yeah, we are almost rounding up now. I can't believe we've done 3 hours again. I cannot end the show without Common Sense Sister talking, but I'll take Latter Glory quickly, then we'll come to Common Sense Sisters and then end. Latter Glory, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound very phonetic, very phonetic.
My sister, forget that gist. I'm not funny at all.
You're not funny at all.
No. Bless you. I've only just recently started following you, my dear sister. It's amazing. I'm just going to be very these people you both have. Make I get very brief about this whole thing. I just come out of a marriage, so it's not always our Nigerian brothers. I was married to an Englishman for 11 years, and we agreed that I stay at home. It took me years to get a child. So after that, I'm like, I won't leave my child and for somebody else after all the struggles of having my child. So we agreed and I stayed at home. The one thing you have to understand, there is a lot of sacrifice. You stay at home after some time, over familiarity, they begin to forget. You see, it's a kind of an individual mindset. And also the sort of people when, whoever the person is, whether Nigerian, whether English, whether Jamaican, they surround themselves with. And another thing we need to understand is marriage is a spiritual thing. It is a spiritual thing. No matter how kind the person is, no matter if the God factor is not in there, that will change the mindset of an individual. You will be amazed how a very kind person today will become a nightmare tomorrow. We have to understand the spiritual implication of marriage. Because not be man, I bring marriage. Not be our ancestors, I bring marriage. Now God, I bring marriage from the very first.
Yeah. But was your husband a Christian? Your ex?
He was a Christian. He was a Christian because after some time, all the things we planned to do, the reason I stayed at home was we were going to start a business together. We're going to go into a family business together. Everything. Fast forward 10 years into the relationship, the turnaround, my dear sister, no be here.
That's how you born the bill. No, say if they want love, they go love with all their heart. They go spoil you with love, romance, affection. One day they just wake up, say they don't do again. No, now so they don't just be.
Now me even say I don't do again because I realized that it be like say for the past 12 years I dey sleep.
Now you say you don't do again. Why you talk say you don't do again?
Sweetheart, okay. I want to do my master's. Okay, you come, you carry me, you make I not do. We come back. We had a plan to do a lot of businesses together to whatever. We agreed. You stay at home and you look after our only child. After some time, you just switch. Okay, make I go back to school, go do my master's. Give me money. No. Okay, I want to set up business. Give me money. No. The only thing I be the work before. So the only thing you now want me to do, now make I go stand for roads for a shop on the high street, they get minimum wage.
Why no one make you advance yourself?
I don't know, my dear. I be the question after some time, I was so down after some time
because was he earning a lot of money?
He was earning a lot of money, but at the same time there was a kind of a controlling factor when it comes to finance. I get this phobia, this fear. And it was always about retirement. I want to retire. I want to be able to do this and do that. Okay, during this period, I've been able to support you to progress in your career. But it's about time I do something for me because I've been at home.
Latter glory, this is what we're saying. If women don't get their own money, some men they use and control them.
I'm telling you, to the point, the shopping in the house, now I'm going to do the food shopping. My dear, the thing is that you wake up one morning, personally anyway, I wake up one morning, I don't know myself again. Like when I say I don't know myself, it's like you sacrificed all of this. You cook, you clean. When you want, step down, anytime you step down, no argument. Because sometimes, and a lot of teaching, wherever the house where they go, they worship. A lot of people, they shy away tackling. I'm talking about ministers or people in power in the church. And our community, how we hold God and church. But they shy away in tackling some fundamental issues when it comes to relationship and marriage. And I make you find that people will bottle things up, and a lot of people will be dying in silence, but they cannot because of the fear of being judged.
Absolutely, you are right.
I cannot take more of your time, but it is it's so important that in our community, women, we need to develop ourselves. You need to put things in place, because I'm not a kid. I'm 46 years old. At 46, girl, I come this country with the intention that by the time I'm 40, I won't retire. At 46, I wake up now, and my dear, I don't even know where I won't start from.
Now, one of the things that we talk at the beginning of this video, I don't know when you join us, when I started the show, we talked about why the marriages they fail, and one of your own, so when if you identify very quickly, was the foundation. First of all, how you come to that point, say go work. Now it's on our discuss. Did you agree to that?
Yeah, we agree to that. We agree to that.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find an African woman, or let me say Nigeria. We Nigerians are very ambitious, most especially when we come to Europe. We are very ambitious. We're not lazy people.
No, we're not. No. So I don't know. That may have, I don't know the circumstances of your marriage or how things were at that time, but now what thing can use against you be that because work. So in that
now what thing can use? Yeah, now what thing can use? And the problem is not that the working. The problem is that I want to improve myself. I wanted to do so. It was like there was this fear of me getting, being better. I can't even lay my hands on it, my sister.
Somebody is asking in the comment section, I tried counseling.
We tried counseling, but the thing you notice is that even when we met a counselor, when they give him an advice like, okay, this is what your wife wants to do. Okay, you support her in this way because I have supported you all these years. You go come house, the house is clean, there is food everywhere, it's tidy, I iron, I wash, I step down when you want to step down with no arguments, whether it's convenient or not. But it's about time I want to do something for myself. It's like there's this fear. This I couldn't put my hand on it.
Maybe you just like the arrangement. You don't want any changes. You want things to continue.
No, he didn't want any changes. But at the same time, I was dying in silence, my sweetheart. I was dying in silence because then your confidence it's like you begin to disappear. People see you. You've got a beautiful smile on your face, but nobody really knows what is going on. It's like you are dying slowly but surely inside.
Yeah. When your self-esteem is gone, it affects a lot of things emotionally in somebody's life.
My dear.
The man has the Moyibo man gets insecurity issues.
That was identified as well. That was a big problem, but there was no really reason for that. There are some women, say there are some, not just men, not just women, there are men as well that are going through that. I have a friend that is a guy. The waiting the wife they do is unbearable. It's just individuals, but it's so important that they bring the God factor when we are talking about marriage, because there is no level of your academic excellence or whatever it is that can really get into the spirit of a man. Marriage is spiritual.
Yeah, absolutely.
My dear sister, God bless you for your platform.
God bless you. And somebody said here that your latter rain will be greater than your former in Jesus' name.
I receive that in Jesus' name.
God does not work with age. Abraham, Sarah, they are typical example. Forget about age. You do everything that you wanted to do 20 years ago that you won't do. You will still do them. As long as you are determined. Age is not a determinant of what you can be in life. Forget that one. As long as you come to your realization today, say, I want to go back to school, then why not? Go. Do whatever you want to do. Make that money. You understand? So, I pray for you. It's well with you, my sister.
Amen. Thank you. God bless you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yeah, so that's another dynamic that we're seeing there. Our sister there, where marry Oyibo turned out to be the person that was controlling because she no one make it work. No one make it do anything. You see, now the things that we talk with her say we need to agree, but she said she was okay with it at the beginning. Later, that's why Somebody say we need to renegotiate. Yeah. So last but not the least, we'll take this my my uncle girls.
Auntie B.
Yes,
Good
my dear.
evening. No, this is
Good
Ella
evening,
speaking.
Ella, my love, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I dey cut carrot because tomorrow we get some orders. We dey make fried rice and things. So I just dey kitchen. But before Yo-Yo go talk, I say make I come make my regular scheduled announcement to the people wey dey here wey never like this video in English. Please, you are watching this video. We are over 600 people, only 338. The rest of them are stingy. Please make it the like button. If you cannot drop offering, the like button is free. Thank you.
Devotee Samuel, you dey find trouble for my comment section. I dey see you since all the ladies for there they fight you. You don't even want to hear trouble. Devotee, you just they find their trouble. I should say you just they talk all these things to
leave now one. I beg, we want to better things.
My sisters.
You go hard, Auntie B, good evening. You go hard. You go hard for anybody to find the trouble of common sense, sister. That they see what is on for the right. If they find the trouble, it's very expensive. You know?
Yeah, but that hits me before
we hit you first. So Auntie, I been come and one of us say traditional man, not say we don't type 100 times, so we're very proud of you.
You know what the traditional man do?
Auntie, I said we just come back from shopping because we get orders for tomorrow. When traditional man just talk, say in reason the thing. Now I say I go enter comment section. Now I enter comment section. I say, may as he has said it, so shall it be in practical. So shall it be in practical. We are very, very proud of him. Having said that, there's something I wanted to say too. Thank you to all those who have called in. I have just a little story. For all those madams, when they go pastor and priest place, when they go, they collect anointing and all those things, or when they go to threaten you as a CWO woman or Christian mother, say you are not coming for meetings in church. Meanwhile, you have small children you're taking care of, things like that. So this
not married, you have left
the church. Yeah, those people that try to attack young mothers or women that have growing children and they have to stay with them at home. They can't attend all those their function and meetings. So this one is real life. It happened to my mom, right? And I think they reported her to the bishop in church. So they were telling the bishop that this woman, she pays the dues, but she doesn't attend the CWO meeting.
Now Catholic CWO.
Yeah. We'll be Catholic Christian. Yes, and they attend CWO meeting and all those things. And my mama are the wrongest person to want to come and threaten, So
mess around with
So now the bishop can say he won't see my mama. Now mama go see bishop now. Come ask bishop, say what did they happen? Bishop can say this is what I was told. We live for worry that year. Bishop can say this is what I was told. What do you have to say? Now I tell bishop say, Shebi my husband is very active in church. Now bishop say, yes, very, very active and all those things. Now I tell bishop say, well, my primary vocation now. What to be your vocation? He's saying that to be leader of church. Now my mother and say, well, my vocation and marriage now. And my marital home comes first before the church. That's not common sense. I have sacrificed a bit of my husband when they attend all the activities. So until my children don't grow reach age, where be say I go fit attend the meetings of the CWO mothers. Now that time I go show up because I cannot leave them at home by themselves or be leaving them with the maids when I need to attend to them. As you see, my husband, they active, so I don't partially sacrifice to the church. They can like that. I be one made the home scatter. Now bishop say, no, madam, you are spoken so well, so much wisdom. What am I saying? All you women. Say we know they talk about women. Where we say you go feel say other women they threaten you for church for not coming for events or not coming for social gatherings because you choose to like prioritize your children or like your family. Please don't be ashamed to say no. Because there's enjoyment in front. It's different if you have somebody to help and assist you, but don't feel like need to compromise on that. Now what I want to add for the whole time. Yeah, that's all I have to say until on Sunday.
All right. Thank you very much, my dear.
Yeah, welcome, Auntie. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for all that you do. We really, really appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We see that you're looking beautiful every time.
Auntie, on Sunday we go compete with this.
See, Auntie, Dr. Zani Pamela, we see you. And now you come over, you let's come. Oh. Yes. Auntie, thank you so much. And have a wonderful evening.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody that has joined.
Okay.
There's enough person our children. No more than the TCW meeting, not be priority like your children, like your husband, like your husband and your children. Thank you, Yo-Yo and Ella. Love you girls. Bye. Now then be your priority. Oh. Anyway, have you enjoyed our gist today? Have you enjoyed this topic? We've done about 3 hours again, just like joke. Give this video a thumbs up. I gotta go now. We've done over 3 hours. Join me on Sunday. I'm bringing in a male guest. I have a guest on Sunday, and we are going to be talking about the issues when our Black brothers, when they marry an Oyibo woman and when they marry a Black woman, an African sister. Do they love and respect Oyibo more than they love and respect our Black sisters? This is what we're going to be discussing on Sunday. So join us at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Sunday, this Sunday, 6 p.m. So join me on that day. It's going to be explosive as usual. Thank you so much, everyone. Vivian Vlog, Balaji, thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody that gave me super chat, God will bless you. Your pocket will never be dry. Good measure, press down, shake it together. God will give back unto you. Thank you, Inky London, for joining me. Austin E, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Joy Okpara, you're just coming. Oh, thank you, everyone. Clara, I appreciate everybody, and I will catch you in my next video on Sunday. Please give this video a thumbs up. If I say give it a thumbs up, it doesn't mean in the comment section is the thumbs up button. There's a thumbs up button on YouTube. That's the like button. So just smash it if you've enjoyed this very educative conversation. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. I've learned quite a lot. And my friend here, More on the Go, just sent me a text. And this is what she had to say. She said, Bridget, relationship is where you started. And this is exactly what people want to hear about. There's a real crisis with relationship out there. I sense men's desperation and anxiety around marriage and women's disinterest and independence. That's a real threat to the guys. So you keep up on diving deeper into this topic and you will just explode. Maybe 100K subs soon. Great job today. I really enjoyed the show and laughed at your jokes. So funny. Good night. So on that note, I am going to say good night. If you are enjoying our relationship gist, our relationship educational programs, you want us to continue doing this, you know what to do. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a very good weekend. Enjoy yourself. Oh, my ex-corner. Send me an email. We must find husband for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye. See you in the next one.